What up, y'all? We don't know the rights to this.
Not a single lyric.
We don't own it. We don't know nothing about this. We just having fun because we two big dudes in the room. Just two big dudes being big in the same room. What up, y'all? Welcome. Let me get myself all set up here. Hold on. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of December 11th, 2022. As always, I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury, our in-studio editor, Big Bad John. We got everybody else in here who makes this show happen. John's, what do we call them? John's interns? John's assistant, the interns. That's what we're going to call them. David Allerding, welcome to the show.
Welcome, David.
Don't know if you've tuned in before, but if you have, we appreciate it. Luke, how's your Sunday?
Going great. It's wrestling day.
It is wrestling day.
Really good NXT pay-per-view last night to talk about later. Interesting Ring of Honor pay-per-view to talk about later. And, of course, our top story of today being Sasha Banks also need to talk about today.
That's right. Hey, wait a second. We have two separate streams going live right now at the moment. The other one, we've got people still chatting in on the other one. So if you said hello on the other chat, make sure you pipe in over here so we can see you. Sorry about that. We started the stream a little prematurely. You were saying?
We got a lot of stuff to cover today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got fan questions. Week. We're going to answer fan questions today.
Two big pay-per-views.
Some
huge international news. We're going to break into our top story.
Yep.
Got a lot going on today,
Several
kids.
different things.
Mad Max Fury, how is your Sunday, sir?
I'm doing good. It's Sunday, you know. Had a week, but now it's Sunday again.
He's really gotten old.
You know, we used to open the show with a regaling story about your anecdotes throughout the week.
Well, you didn't ask.
I asked you motherfucker, how was your week?
Do anything interesting, Max?
That's more like it. You asked how I was doing.
He's right. You're wrong.
I can already feel my blood pressure rising.
Well, it's Sunday.
All right.
Sunday.
What did you do this week? God damn it.
Actually, me and Big John had an adventure.
Oh, okay. You and Big Bad John. Lay it on us.
You know how he's really smart and all that stuff. Right?
He is a very smart man.
He actually wrote a code for this space shuttle that they were sending up, and they couldn't figure it out on their end, so John had to go help him out, and I went with him. As his assistant, we switched roles.
I see.
And we wound up going up it. We had to go through a bunch of rigorous training and stuff because one of the other astronauts got hurt, and it was a whole lot of fun. I thought it was pretty fun. I don't know if John had fun. And we got to go into space. And we went to the moon, and there was a lot of there's some farting going on. I think that was John's fault. He's going saying it wasn't me. I don't know. But you know what? On the other hand, I might have been watching Rocket Man.
It's a very good possibility.
How did he get hired? Who hired him?
You didn't hire him?
I think I hired him, actually. Damn.
Say, wait, how did he get here?
Never mind that. Big Bad John, how's your Sunday?
My Sunday is going great.
Well, thank you for that elaborate story.
He's a man of few words.
That's right. He is.
He's exhausted from going to the moon.
That's right. He hasn't regained all of it. Oh, do we not? No, it's not.
Hey, fart jokes are funny.
No, they're not.
It's like dick jokes are funny.
Well, dick jokes can be funny.
As long as they're short. Max, you're
well, this show's already off to a great start. All right. Well, we got a lot to get into. We got a lot to talk about. Why don't we jump right in?
We're going to jump right in?
We're going to jump in.
Both feet?
Well, I imagine we do a little bit of jumping around first. Which we already did. So now we have to transition from jumping around into jumping in.
Somebody cue the jump around music?
First,
no.
Okay.
We never jump in head first.
Or like a cannonball where you just jump in with grass.
Okay.
Our top story today.
Thank you, God, for getting us out of that segment. All right. This is the big news. This is the biggest story going on. Sasha Banks is headed to Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th.
Yes, not by the WWE.
She has been signed for this event strictly by NJPW and her management team.
Yes.
Now, we talked 2 weeks ago about how Kairi Sane just became the first ever IWGP Women's World Champion.
Yep.
And now we have arguably the biggest women's wrestling superstar in the business headed to Japan, headed to Wrestle Kingdom, the biggest event in Japan for the last 30 some odd years.
Oh yeah, easily.
60,000 people strong, sold out. And we're going to have Sasha Banks in the building, y'all.
Hello, Astrid. Hello, Beth.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, and here's the deal. We don't normally get big time attraction matches for Wrestle Kingdom that aren't like, I don't know who we got. Jericho and Tanahashi did it.
Yeah.
But this is actually the first time. It's the inaugural championship.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to drop into this other chat real quick and make sure that the people who are logged into the old one know to come to the new one.
All right. It's the first time that women's wrestling has really been held in that kind of respect to put that kind of marketing behind.
Yes.
Here until recently, women's professional wrestling was nothing more than arm candy.
Yeah.
Or the occasional, hey, here's a 4 or 5 minute match while the people run to the concession stands and buy our T-shirts, and that's how it was for a while.
Yeah, for a long time.
Not to the detriment of the people who were there. The women were perfect athletes.
Yeah,
and they were fantastic.
Don't drink, don't
they
smoke.
weren't given the appropriate amount of shine on TV for them to get anywhere. So for Sasha Banks to challenge Kiri,
yeah, possibly. Now we don't know if that's
Possibly.
officially what's going to happen,
well,
but
that's where
that's the idea in the water.
That's the idea. That's huge.
Well-
That's huge in a lot of ways.
and keep in mind, NJPW's only ever featured 3 women's wrestlers, all of whom have been gaijin. China,
Wonder Blaze, Medusa.
I don't actually know. I think she was featured by AJPW. NJPW had China, Maria Kanellis, and one other whose name escapes me at the moment. But for this particular event, Sasha Banks, who has one of the biggest fan followings, not only including her wrestling, but her acting acumen as far as her contracts with
And as
Disney,
huge as Star Wars is over there, imagine
modeling,
booking-
branding. She has the biggest following as far as women's wrestlers
Well,
concerned.
and here's the deal. She filed a trademark a couple days ago
Yes.
for a list of names.
We got that list right here, as a matter of fact. These are the possible name changes that Mercedes, what is her last name? Her shoot last name?
Valentina.
Mercedes Valentina is considering. Mercedes Banks, Mercedes Monet, Monet Banks, and Banks Moore.
Banks Monet.
Oh, Banks Monet. That's just my shitty handwriting. However, Banks Moore, M-O-O-R-E, does work.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sasha Banks getting a name
I
change.
like Mercedes Banks.
Yeah, I think Sasha Monet would work.
Well, she can't use Sasha, but she can use Banks.
Ah, she can use Sasha. It's fine. What are they going to do? Sue him?
Triple H at the helm now, probably.
Well, here's the funny part. All of the reports we've gotten up to this point is that she's still negotiating with the WWE. They just haven't come to terms on money yet. So if this is her bargaining chip on her return, I mean, what a great way to say, hey, pay me more or I'll go someplace else.
Right.
Because
Welcome, Derek.
hello, welcome to the show. We had the press scrum after the Ring of Honor card that we're going to talk about here in just a bit that basically illuminated the fact there's going to be another Forbidden Door this year.
Yes.
This year being 2023, upcoming year. So we have the possibility that Sasha Banks could work that event either on behalf of NJPW or AEW,
Yes.
and not at the WWE's behest.
No.
Care to elaborate?
Not really.
Motherfucker, I got to do
No.
all the work around here.
No, the whole thing, anywhere Sasha Banks goes is going to bring a following. It's
Gonna
going
be
to draw
money.
It's totally going to draw money. There's no way that it can't draw money because she is one of the, 4 or 5, in the discussion of top 5 women's wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
She's in the discussion. There's arguments to be made. NJPW putting the title on her and her being able to claim that she is the second ever. It's exciting.
It would be cool if she managed to work out the same sort of sweetheart deal that
Do you think they put the title on her working with the WWE deal just to get that title versus title match?
they got Carl Anderson. We already had
That's what I'm saying.
we had the Impact Women's Champion last year in the Women's Rumble. What better way to go into WrestleMania season?
Then Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks, belt for belt,
Belt.
or Bianca.
Or Bianca, Sasha Banks versus Bianca. Raw Women's title up against the IWGP Women's title winner take all, and then Sasha Banks takes the belt back, pulls double duty, gets the same sweetheart deal Carl Anderson has. She's making money from both companies, and it's the first time an international championship, with the exception of Hulk Hogan in the establishing run of the NJP or IWGP, that somebody has held a major world title from both companies.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
She could be bigger than Hulk Hogan.
Wolfie's here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome, Wolfie.
Derek says, yes, Mercedes is a big name, so lots of income for sure.
Yeah,
Totally
100.
agree.
100%.
Wolfie, welcome to the show. Glad you made it in. And thank you all. Looks like we got some new viewers. We really appreciate you guys subscribing and tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You can check us out every week. We're going to be dropping some more canned content throughout the week here on. We're going to talk about the format change, everything. Also, if you're new here, check us out over on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. And you can check out streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can access our merch store. And over at the merch store, you can find all of our merchandise. We are rolling out a whole new line of t-shirts that are going to be really, really funny. Really fun to sell. You can check out all the standing merch we have already. You can pretty much get anything made with our logo on it. Yoga pants, shirts, shoes, hats, cups.
We do we have embroidery. We have pretty much anything that you would possibly want.
Anything you could imagine.
There's
We've
hoodie
got it.
Dresses.
We've got it sitting at that
Oh
warehouse.
yeah, new bomber jackets, tie-dye hoodies, dress, coat dresses,
Yeah.
hooded dress. Thank you.
So
Numerous things.
Also, if you're just tuning in, do us a favor and like this video. If you like the stream, it helps our algorithm, helps us expand our little podcast here all across the interwebs to all you folks. And check out the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Facebook group, not just the page. Max is the primary moderator on that. He does a great job. It's where we get a lot of our fan submissions from.
That's where we got the questions we will be answering tonight.
And you guys, that's a direct line to us and the rest of the Pro Wrestling Throwdown audience. We got to come up with a name for him at some point. I don't think
the
throw,
PW titties.
I don't think that
with these titties.
I don't think that's gonna work.
What?
No.
Pay attention to the Facebook group, and we will come up with some sort of
We'll put up a poll or something. You guys can vote on what
you
want
can
us to
also
call
put them in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Remember, we are on a delay.
Slight lag.
So
So if you guys are getting lag or slight delay from us, don't worry. You will catch up to us. So let's keep the ball rolling.
Also, don't forget, while over at Streamlabs, you can enter our contest for free
Hey,
merch.
Derek says cool. Definitely get the merch. Derek, we really appreciate that, big
Derek,
man.
thank you, sir.
All right, so let's hop on over to our next big story.
You forgot the monthly thing.
Yeah. Sorry. So if you do buy merch, every dollar you spend gets you one entry into the drawing for the end of the month merch giveaway. And if you donate, same rules apply. So if you spend $10, you get 10 entries. We do that drawing at the end of the month. This month, we're giving away what? The bomber hat? The hat? No, that's November.
Trucker hat?
The trucker hat.
I thought that was for November.
Was that last month?
Yeah, because we just got back, so we gotta come up with a new piece of merch.
Well,
for
we
this
drew
month.
for November already. The winner of that was Janelle.
Yes. Yeah, Janelle Doolin got that one. So we will come up with December's merch, and we'll have that out. We'll have that drawing going before the end of the month or before Christmas or something.
Yes.
I don't fucking know, man.
Yes.
Look, I'm doing all this promo off the top of my head. Sorry, I stumbled a little bit. Anyway, every dollar you spend, everything goes back into the show here. We don't take any money for that ourselves. We use that to buy programming, music, software, blah, blah, blah. So thank you so much for your support.
Yes.
And now, back to our regularly scheduled show already in progress. We really got to come up with a commercial guy.
We really do.
Someone who's not me. All right. We had Ring of Honor Final Battle as one of the two big pay-per-views yesterday eve.
A lot to be desired, if you ask me. But
look, here's the deal. I would love to sit here and do a full breakdown of Ring of Honor's pay-per-view, but I'm not going to. There were like 14 matches. It started at noon. It went until 6. It was just a lot of Ring of Honor matches. The biggest takeaways for me.
Well, hold on. We'll go first and foremost. Wheeler Yuta is now the first ever 2-time pure
champion.
Ring of Honor champion.
Yep.
The 6-man tag titles changed hands to the Kingdom.
Yep.
Samoa Joe retained.
Yep.
Athena
is now your Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
Your Ring of Honor Women's Champion. And Johnny, can you hit me with the next slide, please?
Hold on, because we have one other title change to talk about before that.
I know. That's the slide. The next slide, of course, being the main event with...
Nope, you missed one.
What'd I miss?
You missed the Briscoes taking back the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles off of FTR
Correct. That is
in
correct.
a match of the year contender number 3 for 2022. Just out of those 2 tag teams alone in a double dog collar match.
Bloody.
It was a bloody spectacle of 2 teams who love to get physical, love to get violent, who work that old school style that I personally love so much. And again, their 3rd match this year alone, and all 3 matches have been match of the year contender. If they don't win tag team of the year next year, then well, we already know how I feel about Dave Meltzer. We got a new audience. I want to save that for them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, here's
now,
the deal. They went from such a classic brawling championship match with a change to. Now, don't get me wrong. I am happy that Claudio Castagnoli is the Ring of Honor champion.
Yes.
However, when you do a move like the big swing for all of your career, everyone and their brother has taken the big swing.
Yes.
No one has ever tapped out to the big swing because why would they? Now, Chris Jericho last night lost the Ring of Honor Championship in mid-swing when he tapped out during a big swing.
Yes.
Make that make sense to me.
It doesn't. Well, I guess you could submit to it because there's really no way to break the hold.
He did submit to it.
And I'm just talking like in realistic terms. There's no way to break the hold. And with the blood going to your head, the dizziness, the nausea feeling setting in, I could absolutely see that. New 6-man tag team champions are the Embassy. No, Derek, thank you so much. Every time you correct us on the show, you get a free entry into motherfucking Chuck Gaskins is here. I got a story to tell here in a minute. Anyway, Derek, every time you correct us on our history or current events, we actually submit your name. So this is your first time in the chat, and you already get an entry. So thank you very much for that correction. Chuck Gaskins is a wrestler that I'm related to. I met him when I was 17, and him and Rob Justice beat the fuck out of me and Dante Ember for like 10 minutes. It was so much fun. Welcome to the show, Chuck. Can't wait to chat with you a little bit more. Anyway, back to Claudio. There's no way to break the hold. I could see the dizziness setting in, the blood going to your head. You can make a story for that submission. However, could he not have just dropped Jericho and then hit him with a move for the victory?
Have the ref stop it due to Jericho passing out
Right,
from blood.
something other than just the swing.
But the tap out, I
would like to mention that Claudio Castagnoli had to leave Ring of Honor to go to the WWE, to leave the WWE to go to AEW, and because AEW bought Ring of Honor while he was in AEW, he got the chance to become the Ring of Honor World Champion. Twice. So he started in one company, went to another company that owns another company, went to that company, became that company's champion 2 times.
Yes.
And it was the company he started in.
Yes.
That is as bad as Chris Jericho having to leave the WWF to become, or having to leave the WCW to go to the WWF to become WCW World Champion. Rob Leach is also in the house. Another one of our we got a lot of boys in the chat today.
Good, stay in here.
Hell yeah, we love it. Don't drink, don't smoke.
Or if you do responsible.
That too. So Claudio is our new Ring of Honor World Champion. So that leads us to the next big story coming out of Ring of Honor.
It does.
Big Bad John. Why don't you stop lazing about over there, pal?
My bad.
The Honor Club. $9.99 a month for the entire Ring of Honor library. $9.99.
How much?
$9.99. You know what you can get for $9.99? The entire extensive Ring of Honor library. You can actually, they're going to be able to access some of the
almost 3 gallons of gas.
Almost 3 gallons of gas.
You can get the WWE on the Peacock for
Claudio is truly made to Ring of Honor. Good win for him. We completely agree.
100%.
Honestly, now that they're launching Ring of Honor on some different platform, that's going to be a great place for Claudio. Remember, though, Tony Khan in his press scrum said that he's going to be featuring Ring of Honor less on AEW television.
Yes.
So if they're going to be exclusively using Ring of Honor talent strictly for this streaming service, then we're going to see a lot more separated talent, which will be good.
Yeah.
But then we're also going to see less of some of the guys like Claudio, like the Briscoe. Well, the Briscoes we're not going to see on TBS anyway. But basically, Samoa Joe is going to be on the streaming show. And that being said, that yes, Chuck, that was $9.99. So the Honor Club is another streaming service. It's going to have the full Ring of Honor library. It's also going to have some NJPW content starting out. And you're going to get live weekly broadcasts plus pay-per-views for $9.99 a month. It's very much a soft launch WWE network.
The pay-per-view, though, will be on a 90-day delay.
Yes.
A live pay-per-view will be a 90-day delay before the new Ring of Honor pay-per-view will drop on the Honor Club.
Now, here's the question. If they're filming Ring of Honor matches in week to week, are they going to be filming during AEW events for that week, or are they going to be doing different towns?
I don't know.
Are they going to have 2 different road teams like we saw the WWF used to have? Because that would add a whole new level of competition, considering that
It
Raw
really
and
would.
SmackDown don't travel that far away from one another right
LOL, too many chair shots.
now.
I know all about that. Trust me.
Yeah, I had one or 12.
Had a couple.
Anyway,
But no, it's a good deal. It's exclusive, so it's kind of like what WWE is doing with NXT.
yeah,
Is in the beginning where it was only available on the network, to what AEW is doing with Ring of Honor, their version of NXT.
Yeah.
Which is
Well-
it's weird to look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's weird to not think that AEW would be shown on a Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
And
ju-
Ring of Honor kind of seems like the
here's
the minor leagues. Man, I hate to say that.
well, here's
but
my thing. We've got Dark Elevation, and we've got an hour of Rampage. We couldn't just rededicate all of that time or some of that time to just Ring of Honor stuff.
yeah.
And I understand, like, the hang-ups, you can't feature the Briscoes on TBS. I get that. Okay, you've got 2 YouTube shows that are each 2 hours long. Like, you could do it all in-house and not have to. What I understand, too, if you break down the math, if they have, on average, 100,000 subscribers, that's $1 million a month.
Yeah.
That's all pre-revenue just for Ring of Honor because they're not using the same production manuals and the same production costs that you use for TV.
Right.
So I can completely understand that. But I completely agree, Chuck. I believe Ring of Honor and AEW should be separate. I thought for sure Ring of Honor would end up on some sort of public broadcast TV like the CW.
Uh-huh.
You know, like where there are less restrictions. You motherfucker. Less restrictions. I don't know. The paywall thing. If they get, like I said, if they can get 100,000 subscribers a month, that's $1 million revenue.
Yeah.
They can use that to flesh their events out, and it does keep Ring of Honor separate from AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So you are looking at Tony Khan now fully housing 2 different companies, the same way the WWE fully houses the WWE and NXT.
It's a smart business model. It
Yeah.
really is. Also, you're going to get another alternative out there for wrestling.
Yep.
Which will join the IWTV app that's out there for $10
Yep.
a month. which
And
you can-
the Impact app, which is also out there for $10 a month, and it has Impact's entire library. on it.
Pro Wrestling
First streaming
Pro
service,
Wrestling
Wrestling
TV app,
Yep.
you can get MLW footage,
Yep.
all the old MLW things, and that one's free.
You can get Pluto for free, which shows all Impact. They've got an entire Impact
Yeah.
library themselves.
Hmm.
Tubi has wrestling on it as well. I forget what for now, but yeah, wrestling all over the place, man. When Ring of Honor has
Absolutely.
been on longer than AEW.
Exactly.
Yep,
That's
totally-
exactly what I was
totally
getting
agree.
at. Yeah.
Hey, Jazz.
It's insane to think that that is the Sunday night heat to Monday Night
Well,
Raw.
I don't know that they're going to use it. I mean, it could be its entirely own digital market. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's something completely separate, and it's not something that has to compete for ratings.
True.
That's the other big part. We don't have to worry about who's on what nights because it's digital. It's something you can access, and they're not competing with TV the same way they're not competing with other. Now they will be competing in the sense that, like, are you
Yeah.
going to sit down during the live broadcast and watch that on a Sunday if you've got a football game to watch?
Or
But they're not in the ratings game.
no. Well, the network, it'll be competition for the network.
Yeah.
But everything is Disney Plus, HBO Max. It's all competition when
Yep.
it comes to the streaming services.
Hell, Netflix is competition.
But if you're the only place for Ring of Honor stuff and you put the entire Ring of Honor library on there, $10 is cheap.
Yeah, and considering you can go back to all the way 2000, over 20 years of content that you can start.
2000.
You can start
Two?
either way. You can start at the very beginning
Yeah.
and watch
2001,
episodically every single thing that's happened in Ring of Honor at one time.
I would be down for that.
Byron Cutler, Pro Wrestling Throwdown. What did you think of PlayStation sweeping the 2022 Game Awards on Thursday? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't play video games.
I'm going to
haven't
be
played-
honest with you. I do, and I'm not surprised at all.
I have a PlayStation 3 that I use for my streaming apps, and I play
You have-
Bioshock a lot.
You have PS4.
PS4. What did I say?
You said 3.
I got one of those too. Either way, I play I play Bioshock a lot. I play the new 2K every year it comes out, and I watch Mahulu.
I've
That's
just got.
about it.
I'm doing the new WWE 2K game right now.
I haven't started it yet. I've got it.
I've got the Batman Arkham Asylum games, which I love, and I'm doing the Jedi Fallen Order right now.
Okay.
I play Spyro.
and there's some Spyro in the house.
Spyro the Dragon, wasn't that a
We
fucking
also have
Sega game
original
when I was a kid?
Nintendo.
I
We
still
have
play it.
numerous.
I've still got my original Super Nintendo. I play the shit out of Mario. I don't
Mine's
give a damn.
up there.
It was Super Mario
Yeah,
World.
yeah.
But no, that is cool. I mean, obviously, video games. We actually had planned forever to do a segment on all of the WWE video or all the wrestling video games.
There
anyway.
was a couple times we
Um,
touched on several of what was our favorite. We were asked what was our favorite wrestling game.
We might need to flesh that out again at some point.
We
in time.
might do that if that's something you would like to
And
do.
if
be
your
sure to
answer
leave it in the
isn't
comments.
WCW NWO Revenge, it's the wrong answer.
It is. It's there.
It's you are at what wrestling game? What American wrestling game is better than WCW NWO Revenge?
That's better than Revenge.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson Punch Out.
That's not a wrestling game.
No Mercy's really close.
No.
No Mercy's really close, and the only reason I give it as close is because it was the first ladder match on a video game.
Actually, I take that
Video
back.
games.
The best wrestling video game, in my opinion, was on the GameCube. It was Day of Reckoning 2. Just because it had a legitimate storyline.
Derek says that Spyro is a timeless classic.
I could not
Couldn't
agree more. All right, let's get back on track here. What the show's about.
We do
We're losing
appreciate
viewers.
still continue to be vocal, guys.
Oh yeah, guys, keep throwing shit out at us. We love this. We love having the new audience members in the house. We love the support. Thank you. We love the conversations. All right, Big Bad John, what do we got next on the docket? I don't remember. NXT Deadline happened also last night after the 7.5 hour Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I know it wasn't that long for real, but
People
goddamn.
quit watching Ring of Honor so
Why-
they wouldn't be tired to watch NXT.
Why
last night.
can't Tony Khan just book one wrestling pay-per-view that's 2 hours long? Just
Right.
one. Just give me one that's just 2 hours. Astrid says, Luke, are you excited for the upcoming Suicide Squad game?
I am very much so. That will be the last one with
Kevin Conroy?
Thank you. Kevin Conroy is the voice. It's going to be classic. Anything that they do usually with Batman is really worth looking at. I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan, so
Clearly.
I'm always in any kind of Batman stuff. Thank you for your question. I appreciate that. So we're going to get into Deadline.
I'm all about Mario, Chuck. You didn't know.
We're going to go in match for match here.
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's see. The first match we started with was the Women's Iron Survivor match.
All right, now explain this very stylistic King of the Mountain match
Okay.
to our audience so
It's
they
not
understand.
exactly King of the Mountain. I think it has a lot to do with War Games, more and a little bit more of Elimination Chamber.
Sure.
But anyway, we two persons started off.
Right.
Okay. After 5 minutes, a third one will enter, and then after 5 minutes, the fourth entry will come in.
Then
and
another
put-
5, then another 5.
3 5-minute.
Whatever it
entries,
is, yeah.
which leaves the last member coming in 10 minutes till the time of the bell to catch up. So in this, unlike the Royal Rumble where the last number is your friend, in this, the last number is not exactly where you want to be.
'Cause you gotta
wanna be
catch up to
first one
falls.
out. Yes. Like I said, every 5 minutes another one comes in till they're all in. Point system. Pinfall, submission, or disqualification will get you not only a point, but the person who had the point fall on them will be sent for 2 minutes into the penalty box.
So they can't be pinned again directly after by another competitor.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
The first match, like I said, was
Right.
the women for a number one contendership match to the NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose.
Okay.
Roxanne Perez. I know her as Roxy from Ring of
I
Honor.
got super drunk and sang
And
that last
Zoe
week twice.
Stark start the match. Okay?
Yeah.
It was a decent show of chain wrestling off the hammer.
Okay.
Slow, methodical, but you could tell they were working their strategy. They
Sure.
were trying to get the crowd involved. There was a big showing by Roxy early. Like she was showing Zoe that she could keep up
Gotcha.
while being smaller than anyone else in the match.
Okay.
Third out was Kiana James, to which I'm not going to lie to you, I was not very impressed
Okay.
with her. She has a very good look. She's very marketable. But I think that there's some screws that need tightened there for her to be a big player in the very
Makes
near
sense.
future. Anyway, she's out. Then we have a couple false.
Chuck, I don't disagree because I'm listening. It just sounds like a King of the Mountain match to me. Chuck Gaskin says, darn. The rules confuse me about as much as the TNA Reverse Battle Royal. Fun fact, that was his idea
That was my idea.
that they ripped off. Just so everyone knows that's 1000% true. They ripped off that idea. He was the first promoter who ever did the reverse fucking battle royal,
Yep.
and they took it from us.
Yep. Had a couple falsies. Zoe gets the first pin over Roxanne about 3 minutes in after the third person has come out.
Yeah.
So still early on, first pinfall. Fourth out, almost immediately after that's Cora Jade. Now, Cora Jade and
I'm a big Cora Jade fan.
and Roxanne were partners.
Yeah.
And that she turned on her when they were tag team champions, if you remember right.
Can't trust nobody.
Threw the belt in the trash can, pulled the Medusa, blah, blah, blah. Cora comes in immediately, pins Kiana. 2 minutes into the penalty box. Not a whole lot really transpires other than that pinfall. We get to the fifth person, final person out, Indy Hartwell.
Okay.
Or Indy Loomis.
Right.
Or Indy Wrestling. Whatever you want to call her. The crowd chanted 37,000 different things at her last night. Indy in immediately pins Roxanne. Roxanne goes back to the penalty box.
Okay.
For the third time.
Damn.
She's in the penalty box. Roxy then, when escaping the penalty box, gets a quick win on Starks. So then you have Roxy at 1, Indy at 1, Cora at 1, and Zoe at 1.
Wow.
We are tied up 4 ways with 5 minutes to go.
Okay.
Zoe throws this kick. Okay. Folks, I'm going to pause right here for a second. We're going to do a PSA because...
Tell him about the rabbits, Bob.
because
Tell him about the rabbits.
there is a kick that Shinsuke Nakamura does where he brings his...
Hey, you, Luxoff Vauxhall. How dare you?
He pulls his...
Says, imagine taking credit for that, though.
I know, right?
Very funny.
That's why I didn't say anything. He did.
I don't give a fuck.
But no, so the thing where they pull their foot up and they kick the top part of their foot down across the back of the head.
Yeah.
Shinsuke does it, never works. Asuka's done it, never works.
Yeah.
Zoe Stark should just crumple up and die. She should never use that kick in public ever again. I'm ashamed of you and fucking quit it. All right. There's a pair of
Somebody let my dad in here? What does happen?
There's a pair of big dives. Zoe Starks takes the Rocky the flying squirrel leap. Where they throw their arms out to the side and come to the side for the crossbody. You know what I'm talking about? With a full extension. Comes down on the pile of them. They don't catch the top part of her body, just the bottom part of her body, and her gigantic face crashes into the mat. Hard as shit.
Damn.
Anyway, Roxy, while all these dives are taking place, gets the final pin over Cora with like 16 seconds left on the clock. Roxy wins. Roxy is your first ever Iron Survivor.
Okay. So that's a recap of the women's Iron Survivor match.
Yep, that's just one match,
That's
folks.
just one.
I have a whole book.
Strap in.
All right. Star of the show?
Yeah.
Roxy.
Yeah.
100%. She went bell to bell. She was the first one in and the winner.
Yeah. The reason, by the way, for you new viewers who are watching this, the reason he's handling the NXT recaps is because I do the AEW recaps. He watches NXT, I watch AEW. We both try to catch it when we can, but that's why he's controlling this segment, because we all watch Raw, SmackDown, and we all follow the news. But when it comes to the in-depth stuff, we trade off.
Yeah. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Thought it was a really good match. Definitely for the first of its kind.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see where they go from there. All right, we're going to go to match 2.
All right.
Which was Alba Fire, formerly Kaylee Ray, versus Isla Dawn. In a match of 2 women who I have a really hard time understanding what they're saying.
The question mark kick. It's certainly a mark kick.
Yeah, it's stupid is what it is. Yes.
As someone, and Chuck, you can attest to this, as someone who is a kick specialist when it comes to professional wrestling, that kick is functionally useless. Just want to make that clear. You were saying.
Also
For
specialist in all things useless.
Match starts
That's true.
out very stiff strikes. I mean, of course, they're strong style. They're both from that style of wrestling. Very snug rest spots during their chaining. A lot of, I'm going to go up. No, I'm not. I've got you. I'm going to go up. No, I don't. I've got you.
Yeah.
Kind of things. The rest spots, like I said, they were very snug. They started getting into it a little bit more. There was a head over feet dive, like Rob Van Dam used to do.
Yeah.
Where you go head over feet. or feet over head. Sorry.
Right.
But it's interesting because Alba Fire takes a running start, jumps up, puts her foot on the middle rope in a corner, and then does a Jeff Hardy dive.
Oh.
Head over feet to the outside. Great dive, great spot. The referee, honestly, I wanted to tell you more about this match, but I was distracted because the referee has the dumbest haircut I've ever seen in my life.
Fair enough.
I mean, it borderline put that fucking bag over his head. It was terrible. Here, look, I wrote it down.
I got it. Referee has stupid hair.
Yeah. He does.
Fair enough.
He has
Hey, that's fair.
dumb hair.
That's fair, baby.
And then there at one point, the referee swallows Chew.
Oof.
There's a pinfall getting ready to take place. Isla Dawn does one of these thing to the referee. He starts puking up black stuff.
Oh yeah.
That looks like he had taken a sip of somebody's chew bottle. Yeah. And the chew starts coming out their mouth. Gross. There's people at home that understand what I'm talking about.
Why? With the fucking why?
Ending sucked balls. I mean, it was terrible.
If you're going,
Isla Dawn gets the win. Of course she does.
Yeah.
To build for a fight. So I gave the match a 2.
Okay.
I gave referee's hair a 0.7.
Perfect.
So that shows you how much I was interested in his hair. We're going to go on to match 3, which is my 5 out of 5, 5-star fucking banger. The NXT Tag Team Championship
Yes, here
match.
we go.
Throw me a graphic up there. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. There it is. We have the New Day. The brand new NXT Tag Team Champions.
Sorry about that.
Which also broke 2 records last night.
Yes.
One record being that they are considered the only Triple Crown Tag Team Champions in current WWE.
In current WWE.
Which is NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
There is one tag team who has done it, but they're not there right now.
Right. But that's the history that they're writing, is that that's their record.
Oh, no. No fucking way. FTR set that record.
Did they hold the SmackDown?
Yes, they did.
Title?
They held every single tag team championship on all 3 brands.
I thought so too, but I wasn't sure.
How fucking dare you?
The other record was Kofi Kingston holds the record as most tag team championship reigns at 15. And that's not just with the New Day. That's Evan Bourne. That's
CM Punk when they were tag team champions.
CM Punk. That's anyone he's ever teamed as tag team champions with.
What was his team with Evan Bourne? Air Boom?
Air Boom.
What Isla did to that referee was just in Charles Barkley's voice.
Terrible. It was terrible.
Completely
fucking
agree.
terrible. No, hold on. Let's get into the tag match here real quick. Great opener. Crowd's just hot. I mean, the crowd is hotter than the 97 Starrcade with Sting. Like, insane. They were hot.
They were that hot.
They do a twerk off.
Of course they do.
Which, I love it because one of our siblings that was watching it with us screamed out, neither one of them knows how to twerk.
No.
But there was a twerk off between the two. Classic comedy spots. Then we do the 4-way belt throw that Eddie Guerrero made famous.
Yeah.
One of them throws the belt to one, falls down. So Xavier grabs the belt, throws it to the other guy, he falls down. Third guy throws it to Kofi, he falls down.
Yep.
So Kofi looks at him, looks at the belt, just throws the belt in the middle of him, and he falls down. The referee turns around, isn't buying it. It's like, which one of you guys did it? I know one of yous is fine. I've seen this trick done before. Anyway, shortly after that, the biggest surprise for me for the night is the hitting of the midnight hour.
Yeah.
And it was over. Which I love that they call it the midnight hour as an ode to the Midnight
You're
Express.
goddamn right it is, baby.
Which the New Day have been guys of Cornette for years.
Who was the manager of the Midnight Express? Just one quick question. What was his name?
You know, I know he's a first-rate copy of you. Or at least that's what I heard. And he also has an affinity for too many F's.
You're damn right he do.
But New Day win the tag team championships. That's the only tag team title that has eluded the New Day. They now have captured every tag team title that is possible to be captured in WWE.
Good for
which
them.
will be their bargaining chip
To get,
for the Usos.
right, get an opportunity again.
And
to
then
take the
I
titles
think
off the
they're
Usos.
waiting for these new tag team titles to unify all three brands and for the tag titles to jump ships.
Yeah.
I think is where they're going to go with that.
All right.
But 5-star classic match was great. We're going to get into the men's Iron Survivor.
And this is the main event, right?
No.
Okay, we still have one more match after
One
this.
more match.
Sorry, y'all.
I know, it's a lot to cover. I'm going to give you the gist of the next two matches, though. Men's Iron Survivor starts with JD McDonough and Axiom starting. Match is sloppy as hell.
Hell comes up with the names in NXT.
I know, right?
Axiom Starling.
Well, hold on. Axiom is a masked superhero character. JD McDonough was Jordan Devlin.
Oh, okay.
He's changed his name to JD.
Gotcha.
Third person, sloppy beginning. Third person out was Carmelo Hayes. Huge reverse leg drop off the rope. So where he has them set in the ropes like this, where they're looking down, like they're bent over for a DDT. And he jumps onto the ropes here and kicks himself backwards into a leg drop.
I see.
He doesn't turn around. He just jumps backwards until he's over the top of them to catch them with a Faymaster. Basically is what it is. Faymaster from the second row. Anyway. Fourth out's, what is his name? Grayson Waller?
Yes.
Hayes gets the first pinfall, which sends Axiom to the box. Waller...
Does that make him the man in the box?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't know the rest of that.
Hi, Tommy Dreamer.
Second, third fall, both go to Waller, which sends JD McDonough and Axiom back into the cage, where JD McDonough's getting ready to leave the cage. Axiom grabs him, pulls him back in, starts beating the shit out of him inside this penalty box.
As you do.
Leaves him laying there till his time's up, and then, of course, he leaves. Later on, after Gacy's out, Axiom scores 2 falls in a row. Gacy wins 2 falls in a row. Hayes wins another fall. Then, this JD McDonough, okay, he takes out all 4 other guys, right? Tries to pin each one of them individually. They all kick out. He's in the center of the ring like, what am I going to do? And all 4 of these guys in each one of the corners stand up on him, and it's a gang. They beat this boy from pillar to post.
Perfect.
Throw him back out. As they throw him back out, Axiom's getting ready to come out of the penalty box. JD McDonough grabs him, pulls him, and trades up, starts beating the hell out of him. Axiom escapes the cage to the top. Big dive onto everybody. Waller comes in, gets the third deciding fall, and after running away from his opponents for about 56 seconds.
Hey, fuck it.
The best part is when the dude gets out of the box to run in to try to stop him, he leaps out of the ring. Guy starts to follow him, notice that there's somebody laying in the ring. Waller reaches under the bottom rope and yanks them out of the ring.
So no one else can score
reaches
the
over,
pinfall.
yanks the other guy out of the ring.
That's brilliant.
Jumps over the commentating booth to where the guy has to chase him around the table, in the ring, out of the ring, in the ring, out of the ring until the bell rings.
That's brilliant.
Which, if you'll hit me with the next slide.
Hit him with the next slide. Sorry.
Grayson Waller is your new number one
contender for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship.
And then I'm going to sum this up real quick. Main event of the night was Braun Breaker,
NXT World Champion,
defending against Apollo Crews.
Not NXT World Champion.
They wrestled like one man looking in a mirror, where one would do one move, one would do the same move. Both looked exactly the same. Both looked exactly the way you would think they would look. This match went exactly like I thought it would. Apollo goes for his F-off finish. Braun over the back, turns around, eats a spear, 1, 2, 3. It was the most not
exciting
main event ever. It looked like it was something out of the textbook of Wrestling 101.
Training school match.
Very training school for the two people that were wrestling.
Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do.
After that, Grayson Waller comes out. Morgan Waller might have too. I don't know.
More than
But
Waylon?
I don't know who
Waylon Jennings? You
Waylon
don't
Jennings,
know?
I don't know who to listen to. But I listen to Nirvana.
all the kids
And I
today
know
love
more-
Waylon
I
Jennings.
listen to Nirvana, and I know more than 3 songs. That's why I bought the T-shirt. Now, I can't say the same for kids nowadays who wear this and have no idea who they are. Anyway.
Are you gatekeeping Nirvana now?
No, I'm gatekeeping the fact that kids wear T-shirts of bands they have no idea who the hell they are.
Oh, all right.
Like
well.
Pink Floyd.
Like Pink Floyd.
Who?
Pink Floyd.
Who?
You fucking stop.
And
I'm not
them
talking to you.
too.
Anyway,
Them too.
No. Perfect.
Grayson comes out, hits his big neck breaker on Braun Breaker, holds up the title. The reason I knew this was going to happen ahead of time is because they showed the little NXT watermark.
Yeah.
But they didn't go black.
So you knew something
They
was
kept
coming.
it up, and Braun was like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the championship. Everybody look at me. I look like my uncle, but I wrestle like my daddy. And he's doing this, and then he gets the neck breaker from behind, and then for some ungodly reason, Grayson Waller drinks a shot of something out of a boot, and we're off to the races.
It's a strange sports tradition.
It's the last WWE pay-per-view of the year. We are on our way to Royal Rumble, which
Yeah,
means we are
are,
in Rumble
baby.
season.
We're in Rumble season. For those of you that don't know, we got some new viewers, so we'll do a quick recap. We do a points competition every year. This is our 3rd season. Luke has won the last 2 years. We do a point season where all of the matches we correctly predict on pay-per-views for WWE and AEW. The winner at the end gets to decide a punishment for the other 2. And I'm going to win this year because I'm still in the lead.
You're not going to win this
However,
year because I already have the title, and you can't beat me unless it's a pinfall or submission.
And Luke always calls every Royal Rumble almost correctly. It's uncanny.
I am the king of the Royal Rumble.
He is. I'm the king of SummerSlam, baby.
Yeah, you are.
Woo! All right, so we covered NXT. We covered the New Day being World Tag Team Champions. What else we got on the docket? Is that it? I don't think that's it. We got something else, right?
I think we might have something else on the
What
news.
else we got?
Yes,
oh,
we do.
Yes. I know what this is.
For all of you Antifight Underground AFU Hardcore
Woo!
fans, the first match for the
AFU Hardcore's return to lovely tropical Anna, Illinois.
Tropical Anna, Illinois,
Very
for the
tough.
number 1 contendership to the AFU Hardcore Heavyweight Championship
We have former AFU Hardcore Heavyweight Champion Dalton Diamond.
against the sadistic Madman Pondo.
Deathmatch Legend versus Scumbag.
Deathmatch Legend versus I'll
I
let you
I didn't
choose
say
which
that.
one's which.
Here's something interesting about this, actually, though, because if you were a fan of the first volume of Antifight, at the very end, we saw Nick Ferrero turn on
Dalton Diamond.
And there was a big controversy there that was brought up that the entire run of AFU, Dalton Diamond never won a match without
Nick Ferrero or Bull Bronson's help.
So now what's going to happen?
Well,
to
here's the
Dalton
deal. We
Diamond?
also seen the scumbag Dalton Diamond and Ty Blade shake hands.
That's right.
Whether that was just I acknowledge that you're the man,
Right.
or you were better this night, or if that's something that they're going to bury a hatchet. Now, here's the deal. We don't know. Unanswered questions.
Well,
We
in
will
their
answer those
fight,
questions.
All weapons are legal,
AFU Hardcore Volume 2 starts
Bury a hatchet,
in
saw,
February
16th.
at Quick Skating Rink in Anna, Illinois. And the best part for us about that show is that yours truly will be the running staff of the show. That's right. Luke and I are going to be back behind the table, calling commentary. Max is going to be our right-hand man running the music and probably doing some various other projects.
He does a lot of nefarious things.
So be sure
Yeah,
to
I
check
do.
out AFU Chapter 2. Find us on Facebook at AFU Hardcore for all event information. We're going to continue to do match announcements all the way to February. And check out the show because we're going to be there, baby.
Yeah, we
We're going
are.
to be there live, baby, live.
While we're there, you can also come up and say hi, get an autograph picture, whatever you want to do.
I'll kiss you.
We're also going
He
to
might
Square
kiss
on the
you.
mouth.
merch.
Yeah, we're gonna have some. We're gonna have some.
Yeah, we should have some of our
Throwdown
merch on hand.
Quick,
Uh-huh.
they do call me Maximus the Furious.
That's true.
He's Max what?
Trex guy, welcome back. Can't decide who to go for. I like both, says Medieval Wolfie, so I'll probably just cheer both on. Hey, you don't have to pick sides. Everybody has their favorites. Everybody has the guys they like. We're just there for a bloody good time.
Yeah, everybody's
Pun highly intended.
everybody's there to
Sometimes you
watch
like Dalton
Highly
their
intended.
to watch their favorite wrestler compete, and then Dalton Diamond's also going to be there.
Exactly.
Right.
Dalton Diamond will be there and many more. Card subject to change.
Maybe.
All right. Before that.
Wait, did we have Davey Richards pitched? Is he going to
No,
come this time?
don't do it. Don't
He's
do it.
an asshole.
Meanwhile, back
Into
to
the
Batcave.
Legion of
Yeah.
Doom.
You can be sure to check us out over at Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can send us an email at prowrestling@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. And you can check us out over at streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown, where you can access our
Merch store!
over at the
Merch store!
We got merch. We got swag. We got stuff, baby. We got shit you can just buy. Give us your money. Woo! No, we got a whole run of merchandise. We can get pretty much anything customized. We've got a line of custom t-shirts that are going to be rolling out at the beginning of the year. So lots of cool stuff to check out. Please hop on over, buy yourself some
You
Pro Wrestling
mentioned
Throwdown merch.
the tie-dye hoodies. I was actually asking.
Roberto's
Are those available now,
Soto.
or are we still working?
Welcome
Not
to the show.
available yet. Designs being worked out. Will be out probably sometime either by the end of the week or next week.
Okay, well, there's your answer to whoever
Be
it was
sure
in the chat.
to remember that every dollar you spend and every dollar you donate to the website, you guys get entered into a free merch giveaway at the end of the month. And we don't take a dollar from that. Everything goes back into the show, but that's our way of saying we appreciate you. Every piece of merch also comes with a certificate of authenticity that we autograph. That way we don't autograph your actual piece of merchandise. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Be sure to not only... Did I watch The Suitcase? Oh, God, not this
We
again.
watched it last week.
Yeah. Also, if you find us on Facebook, check out the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Facebook group. Max is the primary admin, so are we, but Max runs the hell out of that thing.
Hello, Roberto.
It's where you can get all of our updates. We post daily videos, daily questions. You guys can ask us questions directly without getting lost on the general page. So please check that out. Don't forget, Wrestle Kingdom 17 will be the first wrestling show I watch in 3 years. We talked about Wrestle Kingdom 17 and the coming of Sasha Banks at the top of the show, but we can talk a little bit more about that in a little while because we've already talked about Omega versus Ospreay.
Yes.
And what's going to be the 9-star match. QED, Dave Meltzer sucks. Also, all of that being said, check out that Facebook group so you can hear me criticize Dave Meltzer. I don't know. You can watch this show for that.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.
What did
That's
I
a
do?
lot to say.
You know what? I'm a talker.
You know what?
What's that? Shut up.
You should always stick with what you're good at.
Well, you know me.
They just called him the talker.
Caleb the
They
talker.
called
Black.
him the fireman.
Toby
That's his
2 Liter.
name.
He's eye with his mouth.
Hey, Caleb, remember when we surprised a certain someone eating Frosted Flakes? No, we didn't just surprise a certain someone. I was like 17 years old, just broke into business, and this motherfucker drove me to Edmund Livewire McGuire's house at like 2 in the morning. And we walk into his house, and Edmund Livewire McGuire's there in his drawers eating Frosted Flakes, not expecting us to show up. We had a hell of a time. We watched, I think we watched the Mid-South, actually. But anyway. All right, so we covered the primary part of the show here. Ted Dickman. When is the next PWA in Springfield? I don't know. If Robert Leach is in the chat, I'm sure that Robert Leach can tell you, Ted Dickman, the next PWA in Springfield will be, and we fully support Robert Leach in doing so if Robert Leach is still in the chat so he can promote PWA in Springfield. Thank you, Ted Dickman. If you're not a shill guy, and you're not a shill account, and you're just straight up asking that question, that would be hilarious. But I think it's a setup, which is fine. All right, we covered the regular show. We promoted the shit out of the thing. I think it's that time.
We promoted the shit out of the thing.
We
No,
promoted
it's
the
not
shit
that
out of it.
time.
It's not that time.
No, actually, we're going to...
Hey, Derek, you're a mum company, my friend.
What does that say?
I'm in the long line of people criticizing Dave Meltzer.
Hey.
If this is your first episode, I promise you.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
No, we're actually going to reinstitute a...
Oh, that's right.
A old gimmick that we used to do on here, an old segment called Mailbag.
Mailbag.
Max, through the wonderment of the Facebook
internet
group that he's been running, it's been smashing it. Guys, keep liking it, keep sending it to your friends.
Please do.
He got us some questions. So, Max, why don't you take us the trip through the mailbag?
All right.
Here's the mail. No, that's copyright.
Again, these are just questions that were asked on
We wanted
Facebook.
to use that. real quick.
Nope, Steve said he'd
some
fight.
of our loyal viewers.
Loyal.
The first one,
Honorable.
Jennifer wants to know, since it's recently been revealed that Umaga's son is in training, she'd love to know more about Umaga and his legacy and leading up to some of his son's background.
I think we can do that.
We can totally do that. So, Max, take us on a journey here, sir.
All right. We're going to start out with Umaga.
Umanga.
Umanga. That's
as William Regal would pronounce it.
yes,
Would
that's right.
just destroy it.
Umanga.
So why don't you guys
Triple
tell us
H.
a little bit about Umanga?
Well, he's a member of the Samoan Dynasty, number one. He was
Mhm.
part of a tag team before he was rebranded as Umaga with Rosie.
Who
as
is Roman Reigns'
uncle,
brother?
Roman
That's right.
Reigns'
He is
brother.
uncle to the Usos.
Yep. He debuted as Umaga, I want to say in 2005.
5 sounds right.
2005 on Monday Night Raw. With who was one of the greatest mic men managers ever, Armando Alejandro Estrada.
I love that man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was so upset when he left.
Notable takeaways from Maga's in-ring career at that time. He won the Intercontinental Championship. He main evented, and I want to say it was a pay-per-view against John Cena for the WWE Championship.
Rumble.
Was it the Rumble where he got
Yes.
choked out with the ropes?
With the ropes.
He was in WrestleMania, obviously the Battle of the Billionaires, representing the evil Vince McMahon against Donald Trump and Bobby Lashley, who was the ECW World Champion at the
Stone
time.
Cold was the ref.
He had a great feud with Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental title on Raw.
He had an inventive move in Samoan Spike that
Right.
no one had used till him.
Yeah,
Which
and I
was
don't think anyone
basically
really ever kicked out of.
Watching him throw these little guys up in the air and then crash them down with the Samoan Spike, it's probably one of the prettiest things you saw back then.
Yes.
He was a classic, traditional monster character.
3 Minute Warning was a great tag team.
Absolutely. They basically used the Kamala Memphis mindset when it came to Umaga. They had him work a number of smaller guys that he could throw around.
Yeah.
Working up to median level talent. Then he would wrestle a couple of names. Then he would drop back down, and he would basically serve as a buffer for larger competitors. Number one, Umaga was highly athletic. Let's be clear about that. Even for his size, much like we always talk about Yoko, Umaga was agile. He was quick.
Yeah.
He was fast. He was light on his feet, and he was an incredible competitor. He created some really, really good stories. The feud he had with Jeff Hardy over the Intercontinental title was one of my favorites.
Him and Cena's build was good.
Cena's build. Honestly, WrestleMania was, hold on, I got this wrong last time. 22 or 23 was the Battle of the Billionaires.
23.
Okay. That was one of my absolute favorite matches of Umaga's. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be around too long after that due to an injury, his return, and then his untimely passing. But as far as entertaining TV, Armando Alejandro Estrada had a wrecking machine in Umaga, and he was tough as the fucking day was long.
He really was. Umaga, hard hitting. He was everything Rikishi was, but faster.
Yeah.
Everything Rikishi was, but harder hitting. It was like seeing a more fit, like you said, more fit Yokozuna with that anger issue.
Yeah.
I dig it.
The monster.
I was always a big
the tribal
fan.
animal, the monster
Yeah,
you keep locked
I
up
was
in
a
the cage.
fan because you literally believed who in the hell is going to beat this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen people haul off and deck him and him just look at him.
Well, speaking of that,
That incredibly brief feud he had with Kane was one of my favorites too.
speaking of that badassery, Solo Sikoa.
They shouldn't have given him a mic, in my opinion. No, I don't disagree with that whatsoever. Keep him away from the mic. Give it to Armando Alejandro Estrada every day
Yeah.
and twice on Sunday. Go ahead, Max.
Anyway, Solo Sikoa had his own tribute to Umaga
Yes, he did.
last Monday night on Raw.
That the referees go ahead and flip. Yeah, there you go. There it is. See the tape up of the thumb and everything. But here's the deal: the commentators said what it was, but they didn't sell it.
No.
Yeah,
They
no,
could have
didn't-
sold it
They
as
could have
in it was
gotten
the
the
greatest
move
thing.
over the
It wasn't just the spike; it was the entire run of that
Yeah.
whole sequence.
Solo's expressions, the intensity in which he picked the other guy up.
Like when he did that.
Wow, yeah.
It was killer.
It was a great. And here's the deal: let him do it.
Yeah.
If
Let him use it.
If Roman can have the fucking Superman punch,
Let him have the Samoan spike. I agree completely.
Because he's got The Rock had two. Every Samoan professional wrestler has had two finishers.
Yep.
Let's be real. It's true. Yoko beat people with the leg drop all the time, and he beat them with the bonsai drop for the middle rope. He had two. Kishi had two.
Roman's got two.
The Usos got two.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the 3D and they've got the double splash.
Yep.
Let Sikoa have that. Sami
And
Zayn,
Haku
Sami
had-
Zayn's got the big boot
Well, Haku
and
was
the
target, but he has as many finishes.
and the
as he
blue thunder pin, so he fits in.
wants.
But yeah, no, it was great. It was cool seeing it. But like I said, the crowd was into it.
Yeah.
They were huge over
if
for it.
only the commentary team could have put it over a little stronger for the audience at home.
Yes.
You
agree.
can tell that Michael Cole was not on Raw anymore.
You can
Yeah.
absolutely notice Michael Cole not being on
That's-
Raw.
I
when
miss-
you watch
and
an
I miss
episode of
him
SmackDown.
so much. I miss it.
Or
I miss
Corey.
him, I miss him.
I know that there are people who just hate Michael Cole, but I'm telling you, he is on the best run of his
Yes,
fucking career right now.
absolutely.
So
Him,
good.
here's the deal. I can't wait for it. We got one more month and McAfee's back. That's all I care about. McAfee and Michael Cole is this generation's JR and the King, if you ask me.
Yep. Just give me Pat McAfee versus Logan Paul.
Well, talking about new wrestlers,
Don't tease me. with
since
that.
you mentioned it,
Well, I did mention it, Max. Thank you for
I
noticing.
know you did. That's why we're going to move on here. Now, Umaga's one of his 4 children, Zila Fatu, has started training under the guidance of Booker T.
Yeah. Booker T's cranking out champions right now, left and right. Now he's got a traditional Samoan in the mix. Booker T's got a wealth of knowledge. He's got one of the best training facilities as far as smaller
Booker T
wrestling.
and Umaga's angle when that took place
Yeah.
was genius.
Booker T's going to know how to take this talent, his size, his athletic ability, his lineage, and turn him into a real pro. And then who knows? Maybe in a year or two, we got another member of the bloodline
Hey,
called
then
back.
who
And,
knows? Maybe Booker T will retire and I don't have to hear his
I was
You watch.
His NXT
You-
performance last night was terrible.
You watch the tone in which you speak.
I'm just speaking
Good
the truth.
sir.
I'm just talking
That
about
is King Booker, the five-time former WCW World Heavyweight
well,
Champion.
that's all.
And he was World Heavyweight Champion of the WWE.
Are you done?
And
well, that's about Booker. This is about Zila.
correct.
Now, I was asked to try to find some background information about Zila, and honestly, there's not a whole lot.
He's brand new on the
available
scene.
Online. What I did find is everybody knows that yes, he did spend 6 years in prison.
Who gives a
It
shit?
was due to, from what I could find, he admitted in an interview that it was due over aggravated robbery.
Man,
However, he had spent the
5 times.
majority of his teenage years behind bars and juvenile
Yeah.
lockup. So he has spent the majority of his adult life so far behind bars, and he's ready to change his ways. And
Hey.
he's ready to move on
and
and start a new life.
and there's nobody better who understands that than Booker T.
It's the best
That's
way
right.
he can show his family that he honor his father's memory.
Hey, look, man. Criminals have been in the wrestling business since day one.
Still are.
Yeah.
It's the only fucking place that we can go for refuge whenever the rest of the world tells us to get out. So as far as I'm concerned, if you don't have somewhat of a record, you're probably not going to make any money anyway.
Yeah. All right,
Anyway.
Max, do we have another question here?
Yes. Moving on.
Area guys and gals that have or had the talent to go on to bigger companies, unfortunately, was never seen or given that chance. That was asked by our very own Chuck Gaskins in the chat here, and we're going to highlight a couple of our AFU hardcore talents for that.
Yes.
Because we could sit here and talk all day long about every rural and local talent, but honestly, we're going to rep our brand today, and we're going to talk about the guys that we think could make it in the big time.
Yep.
Starting with Bull Bronson.
No argument here. Bull Bronson, a former NWA
Southern Heavyweight
champion. He's in a tag team right now with Blood Money Brian Richards. They're tearing up the country.
Stands 6'6", about 360.
Looks like he ate your lunch, my lunch, and everybody else's
And
lunch.
he paid for it with the money he stole from me.
Yes.
Dude's a bad motherfucker and has the credo and passing of, again, Mr. James E. Cornette when he looked Bull Bronson dead in the eye and said, son, the day of the big man's coming back and you're going to be at the front of the line. Bull Bronson's big. He's agile. He's tough. You want to find a modern day big man Vader in the WWE landscape? That's your guy.
Yeah.
I agree.
Followed up with Levi Cavins. Cash Cavins.
Cash Borden.
Cash Borden.
How many names are we going to talk
All
about?
right. You know how many names that motherfucker's had?
Said several.
I came up in the business with Cash. I make sure to mention that every chance I get. The dude is phenomenal talent. He's quick. He's tough as nails. you wanted to find somebody smaller that can go out there and literally change the definition of fight the dog, Cash Cavins is the number one
He
guy.
might not be your biggest dog in the fight, but you definitely should never underestimate Cash.
And he also subscribes to the idea that if you want to win a match and there aren't any rules, you can just stab a guy.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
You can't do that.
He does it. He wins all the time. He
Well, there's no rule that says you can't.
If there's no rules, which means that I can't, there's nothing I do that's going to get me in trouble. Cha-cha! Just fucking, cha-cha! Fucking done. 1, 2, 3. How'd you win? Be a cha-cha! God damn it.
I believe I've been shanked 27 times sitting here.
Motherfucker, because I'm a winner. And that's what winners do.
Cha-cha! Like that? How it works?
Careful, you pop the keg.
No, yeah, Cash Borden had a very impressive run with AFU Hardcore Championship. Very impressive run. A lot could be said about him, and he would be a good hand to anybody's hardcore division, anybody's light heavyweight division.
Yep.
I mean, the man's got talent. He can fly. He can fight. He can crow. Really not much more to say about Cash Borden than if he's not on your show, he should be.
Totally agreed. And that leads us with our last person we're going to highlight here from AFU Hardcore. The notorious Ty motherfucking Blade. I've known Ty for a very, very long time. Legit.
Me too.
One of the smoothest talents in the game. Has every transition on lock. He can chain wrestle. He can fight. He can brawl. He can do deathmatch. Anything you need Ty Blade to do. If you don't know how to do it, he'll learn how to do it.
Ty Blade actually turned down a chance to go to the big time, didn't he?
He worked for TNA when they were at the Asylum.
Yeah.
And then when TNA decided to move out of the Asylum, that's when he sort of got away from working them and was working other larger territories at the time. But he's got TV experience. He's got, when they say no holds barred, I don't think that they intended it to include holding a knife. They didn't say that I couldn't. There is nothing in the rule books that says no rules means you can't actually stab a guy. If there's a rule that says no matter what, I can't actually stab a guy, then I probably won't stab a guy. But if there are no rules, and there are no rules that say I can't stab a guy in a no-rules match, why then would I not follow the rules and stab a guy?
I mean, it's solid logic. It's just not, that's Steiner math. It adds up.
You're goddamn right it does.
It's just not exactly,
Cha-cha!
not exactly what we
You know what that adds up
we
to?
preach around here.
About 33.
About 33 and a third % chance you're going to survive this here stabbing. I'm like that bad robot from Futurama.
I'm glad that there's a video version and people know you're talking about wrestling. Because
Yes.
if this was just an audio version, people would be real confused right now.
Or would they?
Or would they?
You never know. Yeah, Ty Blade should be the number one guy. Back to Metropolis, huh? Damn! That's an inside joke for the rest of y'all that don't know because the statute of limitations isn't up yet.
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. All right, what the hell next do we have on this show
I believe that is...
before I get fired?
No, this next one is actually for you, Caleb.
Janelle, the winner of the Pro Wrestling Throwdown hat.
Janelle would like to see a video about how wrestling began, like where and when it got started. Professional wrestling actually began in the late 1800s on the carnival circuit. Traveling carnivals obviously were the largest medium of entertainment in the western United States, primarily due to the accessibility of roads and the railroad. So how the carnival would drum up extra money would be betting against the fans. And the carnival shooter or strongman, we all loved it when Ron used it as well, referencing the Steiner math.
Yes.
So the carnival would hedge its bets by finding legitimate shooters, strongmen, and tough guys to represent the carnival's interest. So basically, this guy would come out and he would challenge fans to wrestle them for money. And if the fan won, he got to keep the money, but oftentimes they would lose. That's also where the term shooter came from.
Yes.
It was a carny term, meaning a guy who was legitimately tough, who could grab somebody, stretch them, bend them, and break them. Then the carnival would bet all of that money on an inside plant, normally a smaller guy. The inside plant would somehow out-wrestle the big monster, and that's basically how the story of the babyface,
was born.
where the babyface versus the heel began. Was it rural carnivals all over the world. Now, at the same time, boxing was becoming a published entertainment venue, along with wrestling, through the advent of the newspaper. But actually, they weren't even newspapers at the time. They were called news diopolies, and they were small. You would get them like monthly in subscriptions, where you would get news from all over the area, and basically it would be like your tri-state area. But people would start promoting boxing, wrestling, and these carnivals pretty much all over the world, or all over the country for entertainment. And in tandem with promoting boxing, where basically they would get 50 to 100 guys in no limitations. There was no ending there was no limit of rounds until boxing became incredibly professional, where pugilists would fight each other until they knocked everybody out, and then in the same token, boxing would ring itself and find the biggest, toughest guys to do that.
Right.
Wrestling in carnival circuits mimicked that by using that logic, except it was against the fans. It wasn't against the workers.
Right.
The fans would place their bets, thinking that the big guy would beat the little guy, or that the big guy was going to, lose to another big guy in the audience, and that other big guy would get his ass kicked, and they'd go on and go on and go on and take all the money. Then the biggest guy would put all the money he won against the little guy, and the little guy would snake him and win. So we move on from that to the establishment of traveling rings. Then we started to change it to where we were incorporating all of those shooter-type personalities and making fans pay to watch it. That's what built the spectacle of professional wrestling matches, was that you would build this guy's legend through his territory, through wherever he was from, and then you would put him up against the next town's biggest guy. And all of this happened very, very close-knit, so the community was actually much larger, and that's why kayfabe was pretty much invented, was because the network had to be so extensive that we didn't want people knowing what the secrets were. We didn't want people knowing it was rigged. We didn't want people to know that we were, betting their money against them.
Right.
That's why we started using Pig Latin, or not Pig Latin, Carney Talk.
Carney Talk.
Where we would rearrange words, that way people wouldn't understand what we were talking about. Then come the early 1900s with the advent of radio and television. Now we can broadcast it all over the world. We've got mass-produced newspapers, so we can sell the articles. We've got the building of arenas, sports arenas, the introduction of mass sports outside of football.
Right.
So basically, it started very, very small in order to rook people for money, and it expanded into the media and television business in the 1950s. Then networks started getting invested in their ratings, and that's where rural territories were born, because professional wrestling that could only be broadcast on certain parts of the network, back when radio signals, you could only go 60, 70 miles.
Right.
A territory would form, and it would work completely independently with that television network or that radio station. And that's basically how it began. We started selling the idea that we could take these larger-than-life personalities, and the more access we got to people, the more we sold it. The problem was, the more access we got to people, the more access people got to us, and all of our secrets started slowly coming out in the especially mid-70s, later 60s into the early 70s is when people really started to understand that wrestling could.
And we still do that to this day through enhancement matches, which is basically exactly what they would do to build those big men in the different regions or whatever the territories at the time. We basically do that now with Braun Strowman beating 2 guys at once.
Yep.
Almost beating 3 guys at once.
Some tricks are always going to work.
Ryback coming out every week and beating everyone.
Yep.
3 at a time, 4 at a time. Still on that Liv Morgan thing.
Hates Liv Morgan.
She's awful.
It's a shame.
She's so cute.
It's such a shame.
Yes, she is. Her little ninjas.
Do we have any more questions from the mailbag?
Sit on Daddy's lap.
Yes, we have one more, and it is for you.
Just for me. Oh, yes. So.
I would like to point out that's not a question. That's just a picture of China.
Oh, isn't it, though?
The ninth wonder of the world?
Nice and curvy, like a question. Mark?
You and I have very different definitions of curvy, I think.
He tried to call you a mark in
I understood.
I enjoyed it.
Smack the shit
Anyway, no, I was watching Hulu the other night, and I stumbled across a documentary called Joni China Lar, I think is the name of it. We said we watched it, and I've been on this.
You're
this
taking all of Sweet Tea's credit.
huh?
I said you're taking all of Sweet Tea's credit.
I said we stumbled.
Okay, all right. If that's the story you want to tell the people at home.
Anywho, and I don't know what it is with the selection of documentaries here lately, but like every one that we've watched here lately has been like really fucked up in certain ways, like Teddy Hart still being Teddy Hart. But this documentary was started exactly 1 year to the day that China died.
Now this was when she was living in Japan, right?
Yes.
When it started. Okay.
Yes, they brought her to the States. Her manager is a giant piece of shit.
You know what? I seem to remember, I think Cornette reviewing this.
Who did nothing but try to throw the limelight and everything on her immediately when she got over here from Japan. Yeah. She wasn't ready for it. She just wasn't.
Yeah.
To the point that not only was he doing that, he was on the phone with her doctors discussing what pills she could take, what pills she couldn't take.
Yeah, and he was trying to encourage her to get back into her partying lifestyle.
He cared more about the documentary than the person it was about.
Yes.
And you could tell it. He wore China shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
He was always him and the director had got into it numerous times over direction to where the director was like, "Look, it's my stuff.
Yeah.
I'll leave." Kind of thing. And everybody is excited and happy and everything at the beginning of this documentary for about 5 days. Literally about 5 days.
Sure.
Then the director says that he could start to see Joni start to crack. Could start to see where her problems were coming from.
Right.
Where the pills and stuff was, and alcohol and stuff was heavy. And it got heavier the further this thing went on. Now, the producer, who is probably the only good person in this story, other than Joni, decides he can't do it anymore.
I think I watched that one that pretty much straight up killed her or enabled her premature death.
Yeah, I'm
yep,
gonna,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
we're
get to
talking
that here in just a second. Yeah, I mean, to the point to where this guy, the producer, quits. But she ends up moving in with the producer guy as a friend to help her clean herself up, which is the last summer she was alive. Her last 3 months, I think is what he said.
Summer, yeah.
And then he gets a gig in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to move to Hollywood. To which, after that, it just continuously goes downhill. To the point where they film an interview with Joni, which is the last interview ever filmed of her. It was about 4 days before she OD'd. That just the line of questioning and her mental state when she opens the door.
Yes, it absolutely is, Derek. Derek says that was just unfortunate. Sad story.
When they open the door, she looks at forgive me for any kind of lack of whatever, but you can see death on her face.
Right.
Like, there's something wrong. Right. Obviously, there's something wrong. Just help the woman.
Yeah.
But this guy admits that he was so high on heroin that he just kept going, well, how does that make you feel? Jeez. Where she's pouring her heart out, I'm broke. I don't know who I am anymore. I have nobody. Well, how does that make you feel?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Well, how does this make you feel? Well,
right.
If you thought that was well, why don't you do this? Well, this, that, and the other. And it gets to the point where she's just inconsolable.
Right.
In this room. And she had given the man a phone call a couple days later, to which he said he ignored because he was busy doing heroin with his friends, which the next day the manager brings a camera crew and everything to come wake her up, and that's when they find her. Damn. Now, here's the fucked up part about this. The footage on the documentary takes you to the front door.
Yeah.
But that's not where the footage is.
Right. I remember that being a big controversy.
Okay. Well, then, this man, the ashes were supposed to be spread.
Yeah.
And divided amongst different things. Only a percentage of it was dumped in the water. This man, the mother still hasn't got the ashes of her daughter.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
To this day, still. This guy took them, grabbed an urn, bedazzled it with the word China, and had a memorial service for her
It was cheesy as fuck.
where people could come up and take pictures with the urn.
Wow.
Yet the mother has never received the ashes.
No. And then this
Or
guy ended up
anything.
losing the rights to this footage, and it got bought by the people who produced.
Vice.
They got bought by Vice so they could put it on TV.
And the people who made this documentary are interviewed for this documentary, and every one of them, other than even the manager does an interview to where he's totally oblivious to the fact that he was the biggest problem the whole fucking time.
He says he was her
He was her spiritual manager, not her emotional manager.
Oh, go fuck.
Oh yeah,
your
dude.
self.
Here's the deal. China, or Joni, was probably one of the best physical specimens that women's professional wrestling or professional wrestling
In
general
she
has ever had.
She had a better physique and better genetics than some of the top male wrestlers.
She had a blossoming career that was, of course, cut short due to
Drug problems,
depending on who you're talking to, depends on
trauma.
how you've seen it go down.
Yeah, trauma. That's
the Triple H and Stephanie stuff and
the X-Pac relationship.
The X-Pac stuff, which X-Pac was interviewed on it, and he really was like, I was a piece of shit. Like, she used to beat me, and she did. She beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But like he said, he's like, that wasn't us. Like,
that
wasn't
drugs.
us.
Yeah.
Like, we were together because we had to be together. And then I guess when she attacked him, that's when he went and got help and stuff, and that's when the Surreal Life took place, where he showed up to talk to her.
Yeah.
And it was caught on cameras and shit of them throwing him out when X-Pac mentions on the thing that he was actually invited there.
Yeah,
talk
it was
to her.
It was a rig on the TV.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's terrible for somebody that had such a bright star. Like, she could act, she could talk, she could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was finally inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is right several years past due, if you ask me. But I understand their point, but then again, I don't understand their point. Because you have a problem with somebody who did adult films. Yet Mike Tyson is still in your Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Any fucking time anybody wants to excuse some heinous bullshit for any major company in the world, you remind them that today, or whatever day they're fucking airing it on, that there is somebody who is a super problematic piece of shit that is still on TV. That they're still promoting. So I don't want to fucking hear the moral...
Like Teddy Hart?
Yeah, fuck him. The moral latitudes of any fucking promoter that books that piece of shit, Tony Khan, for continuously putting Darby Allin on mainstream fucking television for the WWE, consistently endorsing guys like Mike Tyson and other various legends that they still make a fucking profit on for being problematic. There is no moral fucking high ground. Go fuck yourselves. That's all I got to say about that.
No, that's perfect. But do yourself a favor. It's not, I mean, be prepared to be emotional.
Yeah.
Throughout the documentary, it is a good watch though, and honestly, these guys are the same guys that are producing the Vince McMahon documentary.
Yes.
The Dark Side of the Ring,
which that airs this week, so we'll have a review of that next week. Can't wait.
And now I hear WWE is also working with Vice to drop some stuff coming up here pretty soon as well.
They're basically trying to. So they did the same thing when Vice produced the Warrior documentary.
Right.
They're trying to circumvent all of the public domain footage that Vice has access to by working in tandem and attempting to control the narrative. But they don't have final say on publishing.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what they want to say or do. Like, for instance, this planned documentary that Vice is going to have, The 9 Lives of Vince McMahon, is going to expose a lot of the investigation stuff, a lot of the scandal stuff, a lot of the stuff with that referee back in 93.
Mm-hmm. Ring announcer in 83.
Yeah, so like it's going to be a lot of us seeing stuff that the WWE has worked diligently to hide.
He sure liked threes back then.
Well,
93, 83.
2003. Yeah. Maybe that's just the year he decides to be a fucking prick.
He's like that fucking Jeepers Creepers guy.
Yeah. It comes around and commits a heinous fucking crime every 10 years.
Be careful, because we're coming up on 2023. So
I'll fuck Vince.
He ain't wrong.
I'll be good. I'll be good.
Did you just express your ever-loving, dying love for Vince McMahon? Is that what that was?
I'll beat that fucking old man like a bruised dick.
Beat him off both hands.
Fuck him. Fuck him. fuck his family, fuck his fucking idiot wife who wants to run for a Senate seat on the fucking wrestling promotion's dime, horribly loses, and then instead of paying the lien taxes on the fucking money, decides to use it as a business expense. They're all crooks, and I fucking hate them.
Here's the thing. I cannot wait to get this Too Many F shirt.
I wish a motherfucker, fuck him.
Feel better?
Fuck.
Feel better?
Now I do.
All right. Do yourself a favor, though. Check out the documentary if you want to hear the story and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
It is a good watch. It really is. It does show the dark side of professional wrestling, but who
Pretty
doesn't
extensive
anymore?
dark side.
I mean, Joey Ryan's still getting work, so...
Fuck him, too.
you
Stop
know.
booking pieces of shit.
Who was the other piece of shit that shouldn't book?
Fucking Teddy Hart. Don't book him.
Oh, so
Don't
is
book-
that why you don't wrestle anymore?
Fucking, no, I don't wrestle anymore because I got fat, not because I fucking did something I shouldn't have. Fucking pricks. All right, goddammit. Let's tie this scene up in a bow here because now we're getting cranky. We're dying down.
I believe that is the end of the news.
We
as
still
well.
got a lot to go.
All right, well, then for fuck's sake, is it that time?
No, actually, we have breaking news coming across the web here.
All right, what's the breaking news?
Oh, I forgot
Breaking
about
news.
Breaking news. John Cena will
John
be
Cena.
in attendance on SmackDown
I mean, he might stand
for
in
the
attention.
December 30th edition. So he's going to be there 5 days after Christmas, 1 day before New Year's Eve on SmackDown Live.
Also, it's just in time for the Rumble.
You think he's going to declare for the Royal Rumble?
Yes, I think he'll be in the Royal Rumble. I think
Austin
Austin
Theory
Theory
will
will
eliminate
eliminate him, and then we're off to the races.
Yep, write that story yourselves. All right, folks. Well, remember to tune in on SmackDown December 30th if you want to see nothing
Now,
because you can't see it.
before we get to our favorite segment of
It's
the
absolutely
show,
our favorite segment. We need to pick me up.
we need to talk about some things.
All right, what are we talking about, Luke?
We need to talk about where they can find us.
Oh, why don't you tell the people at home, Luke?
Caleb told me to tell you that you can find us a multitude of ways. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can write us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can also look for us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. We also have a TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. And you can go to streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown where you can check out our
Merch store!
and at our
Merch store!
merch store. You guys still come on. Anyway, at our merch store, you can find t-shirts and gizmos and gadgets and things and cookies and stuff. And send us your money.
Yeah, mister, we're poor. We need your money.
No, every dollar you spend or every dollar that you donate will get you one entry into our contest for the month for a free merch item. The more dollars you donate or spend, the more entries you get.
That's right.
We've got t-shirts, mugs. There was a bikini at one time with our faces on it,
There
but
was.
now there's just a sports bra with one.
We're gonna get,
We've got tights.
anagrammed rubbers.
We've got tights. We've got bomber jackets. We've got Spaceballs, the deodorant. We've got a whole bunch of different things there. Also, while you're here, thank you for being here this week. All honesty, it's been cool. The show's been growing. We've been getting new stuff on here. We enjoy the contact and the reach that we can get with you guys. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to join the chat every week. You have to be a subscriber to join the chat. And as always, keep it in the ring. Now,
Hey,
I
good
believe.
job.
Thank you. I worked
You
on
know
that
what?
in the
I'm
mirror
really
this
proud of
morning.
you.
I worked on that in the mirror this morning.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't think.
Can
you would.
confirm.
See, told you. I was in boxer shorts when I was there.
Wow.
Now it is our favorite time, our favorite segment of the day. What time is it, Caleb?
It's time for birthdays.
And bullshit.
Max, take it away.
All right.
I'm gonna beat
As
you today.
always, we
No, you're not.
start by acknowledging our tribal chief and head of the table, Sami Zayn.
Oh,
I mean, Roman Reigns is what I meant.
there you go.
There it is.
Good Spaceballs reference.
Oh,
All about merchandising. You're damn right, baby.
Damn straight.
No,
Where's
our
Roman
Our
sit-
bloodline update.
The bloodline update.
The blood
The
date.
bloodline update.
Roman
Do it. Wait,
Reigns
hold on.
is
Do it in
sitting-
English accent.
The bloodline update, yeah?
There it is.
That sounded good. Do that again.
No.
No.
Roman
Do it on
Reigns.
goddamn show like this, I will.
Roman Reigns is sitting at 833 days as Universal Champion.
That's 833 of a life title reign. Ain't nobody ever gonna beat him.
Yeah, probably not.
Not unless Cody comes back.
And the Usos are sitting at. Where does it go?
He can't read his own handwriting.
Well,
He can't read his own handwriting.
No, I lost where
Have
you
511 days.
511 days.
As tag team champions.
Well, no.
As
No, because
Universal Tag Team Champions.
yeah, because Kane is the tag team champions.
No,
the tag
Daniel
team
Bryan
champion.
is the tag team
I
champion.
really believe that Kane is the tag team
Well,
champion.
you can believe in all the things you want to that don't exist,
Well,
but I'm telling you.
Kane is the Tag Team Champions, but it's different. They're different belts.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
okay.
because you got Usos and then you've got Kane.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and Daniel Bryan.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's just Kane.
There's 3 sets of tag titles. Daniel Bryan has 2 of them. Okay? Shut your face. Usos can't do it all on their own. They're carrying enough right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sammy really can't do anymore because he's carrying a whole fucking
He's,
back.
yeah, goddamn right. His back's got to be killing him.
anyway, that's your blood date.
It's the blood
I had one of those once. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that I might be feeling a buzz. And I normally don't actually get buzzed on this show,
It's the perfect time for the
but
show.
I just realized that
Well, that's because they told me once. They said that
I may have Icarus
They
too
said
close
that
to the
they-
sun.
they said that Matt Smith, Doctor Who fans were lightweights.
Don't you fucking, first of all,
I didn't believe him at
First of
all,
all,
but you know, I mean, it
motherfucker,
did happen.
ain't nothing about me lightweight. Second of all, David Tennant and something knob.
You leave David Tennant and his gloriousness
Yeah,
out of
Yeah,
this.
I'll be sure to.
Or I have to
I'll be
smack
sure to tune in when Good Omens comes back for a 3rd season. You prick.
you. Hey.
Yeah.
Fucking DuckTales is genius.
We got a
Duck
lot.
Tales.
You guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
What?
He's the responsible one today.
Who is?
Max, what's
Oh.
up with that? Usually he's dipping things and stuff. And
I was just asking. If you want to keep rambling, just about nothing.
Nah, man, it's cool.
I
No,
don't
man, it's
stop
cool.
you.
No, man, it's cool. We
Right here.
wasn't on a roll or nothing. It's cool.
Please indulge us with all your entertaining banter.
Please, Mr. Producer, produce.
I thought that was my job.
God, no.
I give you a high five, but we're way too far apart for that shit. Oh.
I'd give you a high five, but I don't fucking like it.
Anywho, yeah, let's move on.
Birthdays.
All
Look at
right.
that. That's Dutch boy. That's actually He-Man.
Yeah, that's.
He
Shut
looks
up.
like a Dutch boy.
Oh, good lord.
That was actually that was a drawing of
Do you
me that
think if
I
we
did
do
one
some,
posting
you
one
think if we
time.
do some kind of donation thing, that we could get Max to dress up in that outfit for so much money
They
donated
didn't
to like
hear
it?
what I said.
Donated to like a charity. If we hit so much money donated to a
They
charity,
always
he'll dress
ignore
as
it.
He-Man.
I'm down for that.
Loincloth and
I
all.
heard what you said.
I mean, his
Sorry.
penis is the sword.
What do you think, Max? I think it's a great idea. Luke.
Yeah,
See, it works.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, Luke.
Well, thanks for being a team player.
Yeah, man.
Fucking
He boy.
He thing.
He lad.
Him child.
All right, goddammit. Let's get back to work here.
Let's do this.
all
We
right.
lost 15
All right.
viewers in the last 10 minutes.
We're gonna start out
I'll be back.
with
They always
back
come
on the 9th.
The 9th.
That's a
We
one.
had a very special birthday. We had an in-house birthday.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I don't know if the picture's ever gonna come up.
There it is.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
That's our own
Ladies
Big
and
Bad John. And all of his big badness. That's a great fucking picture. I don't give a fuck.
That's
You know
a
that's
big
sexy.
bad. Oh my god.
That's sexy.
That's sex right there. That's
it
how you spell
All
sex.
sex.
Oh,
It's like if Daisy
Yes,
Duke were
that's-
sponsored by Diesel.
That's right.
the boys
That's right. Diesel.
that eat
Atta
second
boy.
choice.
Whew. Ladies and
Oh.
gentlemen, that is our in-studio editor, Big Bad John. He is the one who really brought this show to life. And he has put in a tremendous amount of hard work
And it is his 23rd birthday.
to give us the best production possible.
35th.
That's what he said, 23rd.
23rd.
35th.
23rd.
31st.
Oh! I love you.
I guess I missed something.
I don't understand what's going on either, man.
Well, y'all just keep talking. I'm
Anyway,
just gonna look at the picture.
Happy birthday, Big Bad John. From us to you, pal.
Thank you.
You're looking fit, baby.
All right. I'm in shape.
Looking like Jack's Link.
I love that picture.
I want that as my phone background.
That's right.
Big Bad John's wife Tanya. Sent
Sweet
that
tea.
picture in to us.
The sweet tea.
Sweet
Yeah.
tea. That's Tanya's nickname now. I decided earlier. You're welcome for it.
Hey, point things
All
out.
right.
Sorry.
Don't do my point thing.
All right, let's move it on.
I'm not doing this
other
shit.
birthdays.
Yeah, you can't pull it off.
Start
Rey
the-
Mysterio.
Start our game off with Rey
The
Mysterio
best man wins.
today.
I will.
Alright.
I probably won't. Rey Mysterio is a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE Champion, former United States and Intercontinental Champion, former multiple-time Tag Team Champion, former Intercontinental Champion. Former Cruiserweight Champion is what I meant to say. Also in WCW as a multiple-time WCW World Cruiserweight Champion. Has been in the wrestling business for, I think, now 30-plus years. Dominic Mysterio, his son, wrestles alongside him.
Yeah.
Remembered, obviously, heavily for his influence in WCW with the Cruiserweights. Remembered, again, just really bringing that Cruiserweight style over after WCW was purchased. Worked his way up from that light heavyweight position into a world title position where he held numerous world titles. And has been with the company, dutifully so, for a long time.
Also is the greatest mask of all time.
The absolute number one greatest, the number one selling mask in history,
Yes.
inarguably. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to guess that Rey Mysterio is 48.
I am going to guess that Rey Mysterio is also 48.
Well, that's good because Rey Mysterio is 48 years old.
God
today.
damn, we're good. You're welcome.
So we'll call that no point.
That's fine.
All right.
Kind of like
Also
we should both
today-
get a point, but,
Wow, it doesn't really matter. You're going to lose anyway.
I mean, I always want
It's okay. You that we both know. is
You
not
can
true.
have one. It's cool.
Also celebrating a birthday today, we have James.
Oh,
Ellsworth.
fuck this no chin prick. He's another one of these problematic fucks. I give a fuck less how old James Ellsworth is. He's a prick. But if we have to make a fucking guess, I'm going to say 35. You no chin having fuck.
36.
Fuck you.
No, he's actually he's 38 years old today. He ages differently when the Earth is flat. What, Luke?
We talked about this. Point me. We talked about this. No flat Earth stuff today.
I'm not
All
allowed.
right,
I'm
that's
not
it.
allowed to smoke in this
That's
room.
the last one. That's
I'm
the
not
last-
allowed to
Caleb,
smoke in this room,
Caleb,
Max.
Caleb, look at me. No more flat Earth stuff. I promise.
From him.
I promise.
All right.
Promise.
Who we got next?
Next.
Ooh, Sunny Kiss.
That's right, Sonny Kid.
I don't fucking trust you, Max.
I
no.
probably wouldn't either.
Sonny Kiss is a current AEW superstar. Debuted actually with the company at All in the Big Battle Royal. Got signed shortly
Holy
thereafter.
sweet no chin music.
Sonny Kiss is 24 years old.
Sunny Kiss is 26 years old.
Sonny Kiss is 29 years
29,
old today.
I thought they were much
That's
younger.
dose.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Actually, that's 3 because I got Rey Mysterio
Well,
right too. So.
that doesn't
Well,
count.
yeah.
Because you only said it because I said it.
But we didn't
You
count that
said
one,
it.
though.
You said it because I said it.
I said it first, you idiot.
No.
Yes, I did. I'm telling
There,
Mom.
I could put that rule into effect.
What's that?
You said it first.
Yeah, see?
No, I said it first.
I don't believe you
The
did.
only reason he said it first is because he goes, "Well, I'm gonna start this out, so that's not fair."
Sure it is.
I don't know.
Maybe he should
Anyway,
volunteer more.
I got that point.
Anyway, before we get off on another ignorant tangent, we got a lot of shit to cover. No,
I gotta pee.
That sounds like
a you problem, correct?
Bro, dude, we're in the middle of birthdays.
I can't
Really
help.
bad
Hold on.
time.
I find it hard to believe that the Earth is flat. Like, surely it wouldn't be hollow if it was. Oh.
So, no, just hold it in. Hold it in. Hold it in like the pea. Hold it in.
Whoever
wow.
you are,
Whoever you are, stay there and wait just a little while. I promise you, I want to see the end of this.
I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you want. If you're looking for money, I can promise you I don't have any. What I do have is a very particular set of skills. Set of skills I've amassed over a number of years that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Drinking and trolling, attacking.
Yeah, you know me, baby.
Smashing trolls is fun. All right, what do we got next?
Look, she wasn't.
Next, we have the great Sabu.
Hey!
Fuck him, too. He cussed me out when I was 14.
A lot of people.
I was about to say, a lot of people cussed you out at 14. The fuck makes him any different?
No, Sabu is a genuine wrestling legend. He's part of the original Sheik lineage. Obviously, a megastar in both Japan and ECW here domestically. Did wrestle for both the WWF and WCW. Had a storied career, literally putting his life and body on the line every single night by trying to just create the most masochistic landscape of professional wrestling. And I'm going to say 61 years old.
I'm going to say 55 years old.
How about 58 years old tomorrow?
I thought about saying 59. That still would have been wrong.
Well, woo! Thought wrong.
Colonel Sanders was wrong. Are you strutting on me right now?
Yeah.
Woo!
Pissing here.
Also on the
I'm
12th.
so sorry. I'll be good.
Hey, look,
Fuck
he's a flat earther.
Is that fucking Flip Gordon?
Flip Gordon.
Fuck you, Flip Gordon.
He's a flat earther.
He's also a prick. 28.
29.
How about 31?
31.
The point Luke could
5
give.
times max.
It's easy to do that when you go over all the birthdays before I get here.
How many is
I
that?
don't do that.
4.
I don't do that.
5 if you include Ray, but
Yes, 5 if you include Ray. It's 5
I
times.
think we're still deciding.
How many is that?
It's 5 times.
5 times.
5 times.
Let's see, on the 13th, we remember the great
JYD.
Junkyard Dog 1952 to 1998.
Mr. Sylvester Ritter was a great man.
And if your opinion of the Junkyard Dog is developed from his brief time in the WWF, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to watch his work in Memphis.
Or Stampede.
He was a genuine powerhouse and one of the top wrestling stars in the world.
He was giant, and he was giant in Stampede wrestling.
The only motherfucker in history at that time in the early '80s that could draw money in New Orleans. It was impossible to draw money in New Orleans unless you had JYD on the card. Incredible talent.
What does that say?
Yosemite Sam probably cussed him out too. Probably.
That's probably true.
I've been cussed out a lot. Of course, I do a lot of cussing out myself. That's probably the problem.
It could be a problem.
It's not. You sure it's not my gentle disposition?
That's what it is. That's what it is. What we got next?
Let's see, also on the 13th.
Boy, this entire fucking list is just designed to make me blow my fucking top.
Is that Michael Elgin?
That is Michael Elgin.
Is that the picture that was stuck in Canada or the one when he got home?
Stuck in Japan. This motherfucker got arrested
for shoplifting.
for stealing protein powder, and he can say he fucking didn't, but they produced a fucking arrest record about it. He's also been in trouble numerous times for being a fuck, and fuck him, and I don't care how old he is, I'm gonna say 37, but also fuck him.
I'm going to say 39, but also fuck him.
How about 36? No point.
Damn.
Fuck him.
Hey, also, if you're offended by my language, Fuck you. I do swear a lot. That's part of my gimmick. I've actually got a sweet little thing here that says too many Fs because apparently there are some people who get turned off by that. But I encourage you to instead broaden your mind and go fuck yourself.
Don't let him fool you. It's not a gimmick. It's how he talks all
Here's
the
the
fucking
deal.
time.
Goddamn right.
Here's the deal. In the description for this video, it says not for kids. This is not for small children.
This ain't your daddy's wrestling podcast.
If you're offended by adult language,
There are
then-
two things you can do about it: nothing and like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing and fuck off.
That too.
Anyway,
As we were.
moving on to the 15th.
Well, you can tell I'm a little buzzed up because now I'm getting confrontational.
That is
I'm sorry, everybody.
Eric Young.
Eric motherfucking Young, one of the absolute best hands in the business, bar none. We talked about him at length last week.
Don't fire Eric.
Yeah.
Don't fire Eric. I fucking love Eric Young.
For every wrestler with a bad habit who's bad for the business, Eric Young is the opposite of that.
Yes.
He is one of the absolute best workers in the game. He has one of the best personalities in the game.
His shit with the referees where he would tie up with them in the middle of matches
Classic.
and take his shorts off and get into his tights and wrestle the referee.
Also one of
and
the
shit, hilarious.
one of the best heels in the business right
Yeah, and on his way back to
on his way
WWE.
back to the WWE. Man. It's always hard to guess for me because I always forget how old he was when he was
39.
I'm going to say 40 because I think he's in his 40s at least.
Say 40 what?
I said 40.
Even 40?
Yeah.
How about 43?
43.
Wait, Caleb gets a point.
All right, I'm back on the board.
That's our last wrestling birthday, but it's not our last
Birthday.
We don't go into celebrities yet. We do have two more. We remember on the 16th.
Damn.
That was 2 years ago.
Luke Harper.
Brody Lee passed away in AEW due to an undisclosed medical condition
That they kept a secret in the wrestling business.
out of respect for his family.
Which is
Um,
insane to think of, that there was a secret that was kept in the wrestling business.
And outside of his work in the WWE, he was a tremendous talent for AEW. Main evented a pay-per-view against John Moxley for the world title, former TNT champion, heralded the Dark Order.
Two-time.
Yeah.
Two-time team.
Hell of a talent, absolutely missed, and you know, went out beloved by basically everyone who's ever met him in the
And
business.
here's the deal on AEW right now. The Dark Order is slowly eliminating people from the group, which is kind of bittersweet for me, because I really had high hopes with the Dark Order once Brody did pass away, that they would do something with them, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
It's a shame, really. But yes, Luke Harper, one amazing athlete. Brody's missed every day.
1976 to 2020.
Damn.
2 years today, or 2 years on the. Gosh, it's
And-
insane.
Also remembering we lost this past week the great Mills Lane.
He'll allow it.
I won't allow it.
Referee Mills Lane was a storied boxing referee, also ended up becoming Judge Mills Lane on... Hold on. We have a comment that goes in review.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
That's right, I got it. It's a criticism of Michael Elgin that I'm going to allow. Anyway, was also the celebrity deathmatch referee, who was just fantastic, along with Johnny Gomez.
And I'm Nick Diamond.
That's right, baby. What a crazy, weird, eclectic career that this man had.
He really did. He also, I mean, dude could throw down as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a
It wasn't no
boxer
slouch.
for all his life.
Yeah.
As you can see in the referee picture all the way to the right, that is a boxing championship belt he was wearing as a referee.
Yep.
That's how small they used to make the championship belts back in his day.
Yep.
If you can get a good close look at the picture, you can see that man's knuckles through those gloves.
Yes, you can.
You knew he
He
was,
was a bad mamma jamma
a short stature, but probably hit like a brick shithouse.
and treads the grounds he walked on.
Yep. What does that say?
And for the, I just said, oh no, my goodness, he was one of my favorites for the last time. Let's get it on!
Let's get it on!
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, before I'm going to step over here and use the restroom because I absolutely have to. I'm going to let you show to the people, and then we will get into the rest of birthdays.
You
and
do
bullshit.
that. You just go ahead and do that.
If I don't go
While
right
you
now.
do that, I'm going to tell the people
I wish you
that
would.
the Pro Wrestling Facebook Pro Wrestling Facebook group, you should really join. It's the easiest way to catch all of us at any time of the night. I don't sleep. I like to troll the page, so Please come up and join us. You can ask your questions there. You don't have to worry about submitting them live. As far as Mr. Caleb's concerned, if you listen real close, if you listen real close, we'll find out if he's washing his hands or not.
He just found a light switch, alright?
Hello, Mr. Max.
How you doing, Luke?
I'm doing all right. How's that chair feel? Is it
kinda-
warm?
I think I said that's what the fuck is that? No,
The man sweats a lot. Leave him alone.
No. We're good.
We good?
How's the show going?
We're still good.
Yeah, it seems different over here from like.
Well, you
12
see,
inches
here's
over
the
there.
deal. Here's the deal. There's a camera right here.
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
Yeah, you see it
Okay.
right there. It's
Yeah.
all blue.
Do I talk
Stuff.
to the camera or do I talk to you?
Yeah, you talk to the camera. Talk to people.
Hi, people. But what
Hi.
people though? There's people. There's a camera, but there's people behind the camera.
No. You look into the camera.
Look into the
There's
camera.
people. Everybody say hi to Maximus.
I don't see them.
Hi, Max.
They're in there. I promise you that they're in there. Can you see them? Look to the
I
left.
don't see
To
them.
the left. My left.
From
To my left. There you go. You see them?
no. I
No,
don't.
they see you
How? How does that work?
because there's a camera, Max.
But they're not here though.
But they are.
Caleb, please hurry back. He's making me
Alright.
cry.
Full disclosure, I genuinely thought about walking out just in my underclothes.
We
I
like to
didn't do
have
that.
a lot of fun here.
Didn't do that.
All right.
Because you gotta pay for that on my other website. However, I am gonna button this goddamn shirt. What's up, everybody? I'm back.
Look, there's color. People would be shocked.
Luke was just explaining.
Most people were shocked when they found out I had a heart. Couldn't help that. All right,
Going all the way
it's
over.
fucking 9 o'clock. Let's get this going.
All right.
What do we got?
All right.
Hey,
who's
it's
next?
5 o'clock somewhere.
Celebrity
I already
birthdays.
established that.
Celebrity birthdays. Where are we sitting at right now, Max?
I think it's 5 to 1.
That is 4-1.
4 to 1.
4 to 1. Would have been 5 if we counted right.
Hey Sam, looking forward to meeting you in February, says Medieval Wolfie.
I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah.
Wolfie.
No.
I know who Wolfie is.
Who's Sam?
Oh, I don't know a Sam.
We don't know a Sam.
I know
We know a
Max.
Max.
Not a Sam.
All right. Silly.
Anyway, on the 11th today,
I did.
Nikki Sixx has a birthday.
He looks like Chris Angel's stunt double.
He really does, doesn't he?
He looks like the human version of Sideshow Bob. Nikki Sixx drank heroin from a fire hose.
Yeah, I'm a pussy.
Bless you.
Ooh.
He's old as fuck. We all know this.
He looks
No
like
one's
the guy
under
who
the
drives
impression
school
that
bus.
this man is in his 30s, correct?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was for like early 20s, but you know.
She needs her eyes.
50?
I'm gonna say
Conservatively 50?
52.
Yeah, about 64.
Damn. I was way
Okay, first off, it is too loud. You are too old. Just saying.
Damn.
Also, you've got some dirt on your chin. If you just want to wipe that off there, you'll be good.
Maybe it was Max I was talking about. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
Max.
it's totally Max. Totally Max who you're talking about.
All right. Also today, maybe,
Also
Maybe.
today,
maybe.
if you guys could see what we see right
You
now
would
in
never
this moment.
believe it. You would never
Look at
believe
that
it.
fucking
Look at
cat.
this thing. I got it.
Cat.
I got it. All right.
All right, Big Bad John.
Also today,
Hey.
that is Monique.
Yeah, it is.
Monique, one of the queens of comedy. Numerous series, numerous movie acumens. She also represents a number of charities. I just remember seeing her promote these, and I cannot for the life of me remember what they are. So remind me to do a follow-up so we can shill her charities on the show.
Okay.
But I don't remember.
How old do you think she is?
She's got to be in her 50s by now. 54.
Hold on.
You can't get help from this.
Shh. This wasn't stated beforehand. 47 years old.
All right.
How about 55 years old?
All right,
Woo!
somebody take the cat.
Looking forward
Obviously
to it.
wrong.
Definitely seeing you two, and of course everyone. AFU baby,
Absolutely.
it's gonna be fun on a bun.
Let's see how-
Cat lied to me.
moving on to
Cat's
the
alive.
12th.
Cats often do.
That is Jennifer Connelly.
Hey, in the Wikipedia under worst actress of all times, a picture of that face right there.
The hell's she been in?
She was in a Labyrinth.
Oh, that's right. When
The
she was
bad
a kid.
version of the Hulk.
Terrible.
It
She-
wasn't the
she-
worst version though.
Not the
Oh, wait,
movie.
the
Not
David-
the movie. Her.
Like the David Bana version from like 2001.
No, the Edward Norton version.
No, that was Liv Tyler.
No, that was Liv Tyler. You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah, the
you're
David
right.
Bana version.
Yeah, you're
that
right.
Eric. His
Eric
name's
Bana.
Eric.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking David Bana.
And
Sorry.
the Rock is Rocky here.
No, yeah. God,
Uh,
I don't have a fucking clue how old that kid is.
Kid. She ain't no kid, bro.
I don't know. 36.
No, older than that. Fuck. You got older than you.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me take that 46.
No, he's already said
Yeah,
it.
fuck
It's
you. I
his
can do
now.
what I
Go ahead.
46.
49.
How about 52?
Damn. Killing it.
That's 6-2. Luke's lead.
That's right.
You got time to catch up, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, whatever.
Also on the 12th.
A lot of
My
F's
feels
behind
bigger
her,
than
too.
yours.
Oh, right.
You want a piece of me, Bob Barker?
Now,
Love you too, boy.
I want the whole thing.
full disclosure, I thought this man was dead.
Stop. Do not tell me that Bob Barker is still fucking alive.
Yes, Bob Barker.
Because
is
that
alive.
motherfucker died.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he fucking did.
I thought he did too,
Yes, he
but he
did.
did not die. He
Don't
had,
bullshit me.
he had two.
Don't you piss in my mouth and
He had
call
two.
it rain.
He
I
had
guess.
2 massive strokes, but he did survive.
I had two.
And I'm going to say that he's 98 years old.
90 years old.
99 years old.
Wow.
He's catching up. Betty White's undefeated streaks on the
Bob
line.
Barker's still alive.
They still spade and neutering your animals.
I really wish. But that's why I stopped taking him to the fucking nursing home.
That's why I quit taking them to Bob Barker's house. Wouldn't be a problem if you quit taking them to him.
Give me that German
Alright,
Shepherd's
on
balls.
the 13th. Oh, God.
Ain't no goddamn way Bob Barker's still alive.
Bob Barker is still alive.
Wow.
According to all of the internet, everywhere,
According to everywhere but you, Caleb. Everyone but you and Luke knew. Everybody.
Only two guys
The
left.
only reason I knew is because Max told me.
the only reason I knew is because I looked up on the internet.
Ain't no fucking. I'm telling you, Bob Barker died.
I thought he
This
died
crap.
too.
That
Wasn't
joke
the
would have
motherfucker
worked in
getting
real
that shit?
life. It would have.
Alright, anyway, on the 13th, we have quite a few birthdays.
Ray
Starting
Charles.
out with Jamie Foxx.
Who's Ray Charles?
I mean, he played Ray
Yeah,
Charles.
he did. Played him well. 55.
56.
Oh, 55 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely didn't have a look at this beforehand.
I really haven't.
No, he actually.
Yeah, because I trust you too.
Is this the next Mandela effect? Yes.
It
We all
has to
swore
be.
he was killed by aliens 2 years ago. We were wrong.
No, I thought he just died from being an old fuck.
Bob Barker's rich. He ain't dying until he's ready to go.
Alright, also on
man.
the 13th, we have.
I'm poor. Does that mean I can die when I'm ready to go?
No, you got to stick around for at least 3 more years.
All right, fine.
You got alimony. All right. What do we got next?
There he is. Also on the 13th, Dick Van Dyke.
And yes, Dick Van Dyke is still alive.
I know Dick Van Dyke's still alive. Dick Van Dyke is 96.
Dick Van Dyke is 94.
Dick Van Dyke is 96, but he's gonna be 97.
Yeah.
So you still lose.
No.
Actually, you
Then,
win.
no, I win. That's exactly how this fucking game is
let's
played.
change
As
this
a
up.
matter of fact, we stole those rules from the dead Bob Barker.
Yeah, we did. We were going to play Plinko and everything. Not a sponsor.
Maybe not the traditional
Also on
sense.
the 13th, we remember the great Christopher
Price is
Plummer.
wrong, Bobby.
1929 to 2021.
That is Lord Von Trapp from the classic Sound of Music.
No, that is Christopher Plummer. I just fucking told you
I'm
that.
going to slap the piss out of that producer here in a second. I'm going to Kevin Costner that ass. He was also in I think his last film role was King Arthur with Russell Crowe. In 2000.
Forever ago.
13
Yeah,
or
it's been a
14,
while.
but I think that was his last major role. He also did a number of British spy television shows.
He was Dracula.
He was Dracula. He had a run on the West End Theater. But yeah, I remember him most as playing Von Trapp in Sound of Music.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
All right. 3 more birthdays.
All right, let's get it.
Well, on
Yeah,
the
let's kick
13th. Steve Buscemi.
Buscemi.
He was trying to cast an evil spell on me, or maybe he was just waving.
Steve Buscemi, again.
You owe me a sausage, McMuffin.
Long career in both television and film. Also, genuine New York firefighter. Took time away as an actor to go and help clear debris and fight fires during the 9/11 crisis.
He's also makes every movie he's in better just by
Yes,
having
absolutely.
him.
What's your favorite Steve Buscemi role?
Dude, to be 100% completely honest
Is it
with
Is it the homeless guy in Big Daddy?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, Hubie Halloween, where he played the guy who thought he was a werewolf.
Okay.
Like, fucking hilarious. Like, I'm a werewolf. It's like, no, you're not, bro.
I have to say Rockhound from Armageddon.
Oh,
That's,
dude.
I think,
The
one of my
best.
Might be my favorite as well.
Yeah.
The weird-eyed guy from Big Daddy.
Yeah.
But the
Sausage.
grown-ups role.
Yeah, the grown-ups role. And
Where
also
he's in those fucking casts and
also
stuff.
Boardwalk
Hilarious.
Empire, where he plays a gangster. It's fucking great.
Beyond great.
The homeless guy was
Con
Big
Air.
Daddy. The weird-eyed guy was Mr. Deeds.
Yes.
That's right. Con Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as guessing how old he is,
He's up there.
I want to be conservative and say 60s, but I think he might be on the upper end of that. Let's say 62.
63.
How about 65?
Damn.
Fine, Luke.
That's right. Keep them going.
2 more. They're both on the 17th.
All right.
And it doesn't matter because Luke's going to beat you anyway.
Well, yeah.
He's
Like,
used to it.
it's 9 to 3.
Well, I'll get here early
He
next week.
quit
I'll
counting
get here
after-
early next week so I can cheat too.
I don't cheat.
Uh-huh.
I did.
I
You
do
didn't
not
look
cheat.
any of them, I swear.
Yeah, I trust you too.
Okay.
Max usually has this done before Luke's even awake.
That's
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
I sleep in, mofo.
that is Mila Jovovich. I can't
He was
fucking
close.
talk.
He was so close that time.
I almost said it. I can't
Amelia
talk right now.
Jovovich.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's exactly what I said.
Or as I call her, the woman who ruined Resident Evil.
Oh,
Hey now,
come
hey
on.
now,
She
hey
was
now.
terrible.
That franchise was
It
terrible.
wasn't her fault. She did it the way it was written.
That's what I say. Lilu.
Lilu.
Multipass.
Lulu, that's right.
That's all you need to know.
Multi-pass.
Multipass. As far as age, 44?
45.
I'll give it a multi-pass. How about 47?
47.
Have I queen sleeped?
No.
No. I was close, though.
No, that's never going to happen.
The last one is our president.
And
Bill
yours,
Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Don't go quietly into the night. We will live on. We will survive.
That's correct. The lady from The Fifth Element.
Yes.
Bill Pullman is also the dad in Casper.
Yes.
I don't know why. That role is just one that
He's
I'm...
also Lone Star
That's
from
because
Spaceball.
Years ago, when we were kids,
When we were kids, it was all about
Casper was probably our first introduction to Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman and Christina Ricci.
Yeah. Also, I mean,
Yeah.
he's Lone Star, bro.
Yes, you said that
I
already.
can't. I don't have the Schwartz. And, of course, the President and Independence Day.
The number one role of all time.
He's also got to be a little older, I would think. 68?
No. 63.
That was 67.
Oh, damn. It was close.
Just
That
gonna
Bill
say-
Pullman once in Montana
Yeah.
when I lived there.
11
nice.
to close. 11 to 3 is real fucking close.
It was.
No, I said I was close to that.
I know what you meant.
Well, then make it make sense, fuck
It
boy.
makes sense to
I
me,
will
and
come
it's
over
funny,
there.
that's all
Bitch,
that matters.
I will crawl over there and I will skull fuck the shit
You
out
know
of you.
what? How about some more bullshit?
Oh, all right.
I'm good for bullshit.
No, actually,
I'm going to have to stop you right there. That was more bullshit than I can handle.
Not yet, it's not.
Oh, no.
No,
Oh, it's
actually,
just gonna get better. Stay tuned, folks. It's gonna get good.
No, because I got to. No.
No, it's gonna get good. Hang
I
on,
can't-
It's gonna get good.
I can't smoke in here.
No, we found, according to Bleacher Report, the top 40 worst wrestling gimmicks of all time.
Ooh. This
We
will be
have
fun.
narrowed those. We took the top 10 from Bleacher Report.
Again, this is credited to Bleacher Report.
Is there a charger I
Their
could
top
use?
10
Type C.
worst gimmicks of all time. What do you need?
A charger.
Here.
That phone's dying. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
So,
So-
we're starting out at number 10.
All right.
All right.
Man,
Mantar. He was managed by Cornette for one night.
he was in the company for 4 nights.
4 nights. Yeah, I think he had like 2 televised matches. It was awful.
Well, they realized that they couldn't hear.
Terrible.
Just when he tried
And
to cut a
now,
promo,
when
so-
he gets booked for conventions, he goes by a completely different gimmick. He doesn't even go by Mantar.
No, he goes by the other gimmick,
Stupid.
whatever he was called back then. Yes, definitely on the top 10
Awful.
list.
Next,
What we got number 9?
Number 9.
Arachnid Man.
Arachnid Man, the obvious playoff of Spider-Man, growing
Actually,
in popularity.
If you read underneath it, WCW actually, Marvel actually sued WCW,
Mhm.
even though the colors were different.
Yep,
They still had a lawsuit which ended the character. But that is Arachnid Man.
that is Arachnid Man. ladies and
Arachnid
gentlemen.
Man,
He's over here.
man.
Did you just do the?
Repair Man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. He laughed at the
All right,
end
I'm
of
not a repairman. I'm just a guy
Coming in at number 8.
named Stewart.
Max Moon.
Max Moon, the what was he? The cybernetically enhanced Alien.
Superstar of the future.
Yeah.
Also, it was originally played by Conan,
Conan.
for one appearance. Conan wanted money from Vince and held him up or something like that. I don't know the whole story.
Mhm.
It'll be on that Vince McMahon documentary.
Yeah, I'm
probably.
sure.
Was then taken over by Steve Lombardi, also known as the Brooklyn Brawler, for 2 characters, and then Steve Kern, who ended up being, well, everybody knows Steve Kern is.
Yeah.
But he played Skinner in the early 90s as well. That was a Steve Kern gimmick. Max Moon, the superstar of the future. And
Welcome
I
to the
still
world,
don't see
the
anybody
world.
wearing that kind of shit now, so he was wrong, obviously.
Oh, I've seen
Yeah.
guys wearing. There's a guy. Hey, if you remember, came out to the ring with a TV on his head. Guys are still wearing that.
I
stupid
do
shit.
remember that.
Guys
Yeah,
are still wearing that.
Pretty sure
stupid
he's
shit.
on that PWA show
I
that they were talking
don't
about.
give
earlier.
a fuck.
Anyway, coming in at number 6.
This is number 7.
Number 7.
The Yeti.
This man and the Big Show dry humped a man on national television.
Because if it comes out of a neck, it's over. Or if it comes out of a box, it's over.
Comes out of a box, it's over.
Yep, the Yeti, ladies and gentlemen.
Also known as Reese,
Reese,
which was
yeah.
also Reese Hogan. He is the Horace, the nephew of Hulk Hogan.
Horrible.
Terrible. It's fucking terrible. Something tells me it's not the last gimmick from Hulk Hogan we're having on this fucking list.
Oh boy.
Who we got next?
All right, coming in at number 6.
Oz, baby.
Big Kevin
Those
Nash.
rockets were kick ass. I don't care what anyone says. Oz, obviously tailored after it was genuinely a brand crossover because TBS owned the licensing rights to the Wizard of Oz,
Yes.
and they attempted to do that with Kevin Nash. It was a very short-lived attempt because it was just big Kevin Nash coming out in this,
Blonde hair and green makeup.
and then taking off the mask and the beard and beating somebody up. there was no magic. There was no
There was
flair.
no fucking munchkins. There
just-
was nothing.
He would just come out with green face paint on, take the green shit off, beat somebody up. And
You know
get
what
a
he
freak
said
out.
the best part about that gimmick was?
What?
Payoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How much they paid him to do it?
Who we got next?
All right, top 5.
Battle Cat.
Battle Cat, same token.
I just hear McMahon going, I've got a
Battle
perfect gimmick for you. Battle Cat.
like that he mister that the kids watch.
Gee, mister. Gee, stop it, mister. Battle Cat, of course, anyone who's not blind, and half of you that are blind, are going to know that that's Grandmaster Sexy under that mask. Look at him.
Yeah.
It's like, why is Brian Christopher playing in the He-Man toys? What? Who thought this was a good idea? Now, hold on.
Who thought it was a good idea to make Brian Christopher a superhero?
There is a couple on this that aren't on this list that I'm going to give honorable mentions before we say the number ones.
Okay.
Who we got at number 4, Max?
At
Mr.
number
America.
Smell it coming.
Okay, but however, that gimmick was written to be parody. You were supposed to know that it was Hulk Hogan under the mask.
That's not the point. The point was bad gimmicks.
Oh, but that doesn't count because it wasn't like bad. It wasn't one of the gimmicks that you were given if people thought like had to take it seriously.
If it had a good
If it
finish
was-
to that story, it would have been a great thing.
If
But
it
it
was
didn't.
anybody other than Hulk Hogan, would it work?
Well, yeah, but that was
Yeah.
the point.
But
The
the
point
point
you're
was that it
supposed
was
to
Hogan.
know it was Hogan. It's not like
Anyway, I said there's a bunch of names that I've got that are honorable mentions that aren't on this
You want to
list.
do it
Alright.
before we get to the top 3?
No.
Okay. The number 3.
Dale Torborg.
okay. First of all, the Kiss Demon fucking ruled when I was in school in WCW as a kid.
Yeah, and the sad part was watching back nowadays, he was so fucking terrible.
He was terrible, but the presentation, the face, the pyro, Kiss Demon fucking ruled.
The best part about it is that Dale Torborg wasn't even really a big Kiss fan.
No. And how they
He
got
wasn't
Gene
even a big-
Simmons to settle out of court and be totally fine with them doing it is fucking beyond me.
The reason that they didn't settle out of court, it was a deal that was made by Kiss.
No,
that
there was no lawsuit, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That they worked out a deal. He was supposed to get a shot at the heavyweight championship, and that was a deal that they had made with Kiss. That if they got to use that gimmick, he had to be a top star. And
Boy, was he.
they shit the bed when they come up with Del Torborg, let me tell you.
No.
The only thing cool about him is the Gene Simmons face paint. That's
You're
it.
damn right.
Yeah.
Who's the number 2?
Thank you.
Number 2.
Who's number 2?
The Gobbledygook.
Gobbledygooker.
I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say the character as a whole and not that Gobbledygook.
You mind your fucking mouth.
That
when it comes to
Hold on, that Gobbledygooker was fine. It's the bullshit they've done in the last couple years with the people underneath the hoods that's
Yeah.
stupid.
Gobbledygooker's a fucking national hero.
All right, now I'm going to give you 3.
Okay?
Actually, I'm going to give you 4
Okay?
names that are honorable mentions before we get to the number 1. Honorable mentions include the Ninja Turtle.
That's probably on the list somewhere a little higher.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give you my. It isn't in the top
Yeah.
10. Should be.
Vince McMahon's creation.
The Ding Dongs,
Oh, yeah.
Los Conquistadors
Yeah.
should be there, and to be 100 completely honest with you, Santa Claus.
I don't even remember Santa Claus.
Stone Cold stunned him.
Yeah, that's fucking.
He
Yeah.
beat up Sabio Vega.
Uh,
Sabio Vega was a Latin wrestler, or Cuban wrestler, for those of you who don't remember Sabio Vega, even though he still wrestles in MLW. I don't know how, but he still does. But yeah, there's several people that we can throw into that list.
sure.
However, the number 1 is...
He is a national treasure. Amazing on Thanksgiving for obvious reasons.
Shockmaster.
Fucking yes! All of the money, all of the promotion, all of the build to the Shockmaster for it to be Scott. That wasn't Scott Norton.
No, it's
It's
Tugboat.
a tugboat in a fucking stormtrooper's mask that was spray painted, and the motherfucker would step into the frame and was supposed to walk through a wall, hit the trigger too early, fell through the fucking wall. Meanwhile, you can hear Luger and the British Bulldog, Sid
Bulldog.
Vicious
Yeah,
and
Bulldog's
Bulldog
worse.
losing their shit off
You can hear
camera.
Bulldog go, I fucking
I
knew it.
fucking knew it.
He busted his ass. Yeah, the messed up part about that is fucking Fred that plays him, that played
One of the nicest guys
one
in
of
the
the
world.
nicest fucking guys ever. He got his fair run as Tugboat, and Typhoon with Earthquake. They were tag team champions.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped up from that, but at this point, this and Ole Anderson's voice and a Stormtrooper helmet could not save that gimmick.
You really think that Shockmaster's worse than the Black Scorpion?
Yes.
Okay.
Black Scorpion was...
Ric Flair.
Well, at one point it wasn't Flair.
No, it was supposed to be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Actually, the
For
first
Ricky the Dragon's heel turn.
the first person that was under the mask was a magician that they wanted to wrestle, and he backed out at the last minute, and they had no choice but to get Flair.
And it was going to be, the idea behind it was going to be Ricky the Dragon's heel turn.
Yeah.
I wonder where Beaver Cleavage landed on that list. Okay, whoever you are, you know a little bit about wrestling, or you're Googling fairly quickly. But you don't speak like most of the wrestlers that I know. Because you're using language that I can understand.
Shockmaster smells like carrots. It's true, he does. Don't ask me how I know that.
Voxel. Anyway.
That is number one. Now we have 3 little bits of bullshit, and I'll be done.
Will you?
Let's see, what do we have?
Me and Caleb will dictate how long we draw this shit out.
What do we have lined out here, John?
Oh,
I ran into Santa Claus the other day.
But,
I can't smoke in this.
I quit life. Twice. Good Lord.
Hang on, Caleb.
You killed Santa Claus.
Hey.
technically, he just got squished.
Hey. He didn't kill Santa. Santa just went home.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he's making one last round.
Also, when did you become a pilot? I don't know why, but I like your Nirvana shirts. Really popping me.
Thank you, man. That's a talented Nirvana shirt right there. I'd like you to know that I know at least 4 songs, so I can wear the fucking
shirt. You
shirt.
said 3 earlier. Which is it?
4.
Let's see.
All right.
What else have I come across? I think a little bit of educational stuff.
Did you clean up after?
Educational stuff, Caleb.
Yeah. Read all that. There. Please.
No, this isn't the plot of some forgotten B movie from the 80s. It's a study out of Yale University. Yale scientists restore brain function of 32 dead pigs. Not only did they restore the brain function, they were able to locate a type of fungus that grows specifically inside of the pig's brain.
This.
Yes, I do. They were able to locate a specific type of fungus that grows in a pig's brain after it dies. That was valuable, and part of the reason was learning how to reanimate the human brain. And pigs are the closest genetic material, have the closest genetic material to the size of our brains. To
looks like you're supposed to talk into the camera. They can hear you.
Do they not know this is how Rick Grimes got it?
That's exactly how it got started.
Okay.
Motherfuckers at Yale are trying to start the zombie apocalypse, baby.
Beginning of the zombie
They couldn't
apocalypse.
take us out with COVID
or
with the bats.
You just don't eat one of the 32 pigs whose body is decaying while it's moving.
What happens when the pigs eat you?
But sir, that's when ham tastes the best. Is when
See,
it's been
motherfuckers
dead.
like you deserve to get zombified.
Hey, I have a zombie burger. What of it?
All right.
I'll be famous.
Like Caleb, I promised you that there would be no more flat Earth references from me.
Now hold on.
Today.
I'm also going to promise that there will be no more flat Earth stuff coming from me.
Okay.
Which one of you
We
cocksuckers
no more
on the other side of this table?
Nothing. No more flat Earth.
I'm gonna say.
But I do have one last picture to show you of what I believe it's supposed to look like.
It's Donut Earth. It's totally Donut Earth.
That's what the Cubans think the Earth looks like.
That's why they always swim to the left.
First of all, racist.
Is that what happened?
Second of all, Colombian. Third of all, it's fucking round. It's like a marble that floats in space, surrounded by other floating marbles. I don't fucking know. It's physics. Figure it out. And the Earth is not hollow. It's not a fucking. It's not a highway either.
I see the steam. I see the steam.
It's a fucking. It's a great big fucking. It's a great big ball. All right. It's like Michael Jordan's hands tossed it up into fucking space and it just fucking stayed there. That was a mild one this week. It was a mild one.
You're welcome.
So, anyways, what about the ones that live at the core of the earth? Lizard people. One of us. One of us.
There aren't any lizard people.
Or as Donald Sutherland would say? That's a Body Snatchers reference. You're welcome. Mustache.
I already got one. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in. This is my last Pro Wrestling Throwdown broadcast.
The chat room after
Yeah, if you sat here for 2.5 hours and listened to these two douchebags,
I can't even right now.
it's a sphere, man.
Is that what it is?
Man.
Yes, it's fucking.
Are you sure?
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. We always suck at ending these things.
No, we don't. We're really good at ending it. It's just getting to the fucking ending.
Well, we have
We have more shit to talk
one
about.
more thing to talk about.
Fuck.
Like one more thing, I think.
What's the most extreme thing you would do for $1 billion?
I think the question would be, what wouldn't I do for $1 billion?
$1 billion.
The question is, what would his wife allow him to do for $1 billion?
There isn't.
What would you not let him do for $1 billion?
A fucking thing.
You're married to him. Part of it's yours.
With the exception
go
of
ahead,
3
Scott.
things that involve
That's
something
what
that I
I thought.
inherently would just never do as a code of principle. But outside of only those 3 things, I'm not going to get into specifics of what my moral compass will allow, because only those 3 things are the ones that are off limits. So I'm going to leave you with wide imagination
His
of the shit that I would
moral
actually
compass bends like
do.
the Bermuda Triangle.
Outside of 3 things only. And a goddamn thing I wouldn't do for $1 billion. And I mean, outside of 3
Hold
things
on.
only.
Wait a minute. It's got to be cash though, because we don't want to do the ghost of that again.
Thank you so
Gotta
much,
be
Derek.
cash.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I would eat a fucking child.
I will
Fucking roasted over an open flame.
I
Just
will-
fucking pry that bitch off like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Thank you,
Put that-
Derek. We appreciate
Put that
that.
$1 billion in my hand, and I promise the parents will stop
Now
crying.
you see what I put up with every week.
Come on.
Yeah, Caleb, Bull Bronson can probably give you tips on that. I heard he
Just a
eats small
baby.
children from time to time.
He does eat small children from time to time, and the other ones he makes do housework.
Bite into that skull like a fucking apple. I'm so sorry. That's such a terrible
Do you
joke.
accept Bitcoin? Nah, I'm good. No.
I know who the fuck locks off Foxel is now. Go on.
Go on for what?
Nothing. It clicked in my head.
What we got here?
Stabbing is I'd stab a man for $1 billion. Ja!
He'd slap your mama.
Well,
He'd do it, wouldn't he?
wouldn't use my hands.
Stabbing guy didn't make the $1 billion list because it wouldn't take that much.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I know a couple people.
Remember that.
I'd stab for a Klondike bar
Sorry,
and a handshake.
I'd stab you for a Twix and a Dr. Pepper.
Hold on, I got.
I don't know why I'm being so mean to Max today. He does such a great job.
He really does.
Yeah, he really does. All right. So do we have anything else pressing to do right now?
Do we have anything else on the list?
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
Then you need to tell these people.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw to the sales pitch and whatnot. And as we have a little bit of time left, obligatorily, we're going to give you guys an opportunity. Would you make out with anyone for... I would make out with my mother's ashes for $1 billion.
I'd lick his face for $1 billion.
You've done that for free.
True.
You're right. He's done a lot worse for me for free, I promise. We're going to give you guys an opportunity. What? Oh, right. I'd sell you to Satan for 1 corn chip. Correct. While I do the pitching, we're going to come up with 3 questions, guys. So throw us 3 questions, any questions at all. Hopefully regarding wrestling that we can answer, but fuck it, we're having fun. So while you all think of your questions, you can find us over on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTV. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can find us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. You can also check out Streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown, where you can access the
Merch store!
Right over at the
Merch store!
You can find all
Merch
of our
store! I did it. I don't care if you guys do it with me or not anymore. I did it.
You can find all of our merchandise We can basically put our label and our logo on anything.
Yep.
So check out the website. You can find it.
Yep.
Every dollar you spend or every dollar you decide to donate out of the goodness of your heart, you get entered into the drawing for an opportunity to win a piece of free merchandise at the end of the month. Every dollar you guys spend on us, we put right back into the show just to make the show more entertaining. So thank you so much for your support. While you're on Facebook checking this out, be sure to find the Facebook Pro Wrestling Throwdown
In
group.
the merch store?
Be sure to subscribe
No.
to the channel here. Be sure to give this video a like.
Also, in February, don't forget February 16th in tropical Anna, Illinois.
Yeah.
You can catch us doing our thing at Anna Fight Underground Presents Chapter 2.
Wolfie says, who would win out of you two if you had a match against one another? Well, I think we're actually, 1-0 with you having the victory? We've only ever had one singles match, I believe.
Yeah.
I got the recap on that whenever Jay and I beat you in round for the tag titles.
Yep.
We never had the rubber match, then we were a tag team forever after that.
Undefeated as
But
tag team.
as far as today goes, depends on who's paying the most.
Depends on if the money's right.
That's right.
Puppy'd win.
His ass. He'd fight real hard, though.
I'm going to the payday whether my shoulders are on the ground or not. I win.
That's my man.
You want to pin me? Cool. Can we do it in 7
Can we
minutes?
do it in 7?
I'd like to get a burger on my way home.
What match could you watch over and over again? Good question.
Well,
I've got two, actually, that I
okay,
can
go
answer
for it.
immediately. WrestleMania 21, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Because I watch it over and over and over. And then this answer might come as a surprise, but Lockdown 2005 main event between AJ Styles and Abyss in Six Sides of Steel. I watch that one all the time, too.
If I had to go with 2 matches, what was the question? Who asked the question?
What match could you watch over and over again? Mine was a tie.
Yeah, I would have to say either. God, that's a good question. Flair or Cena Michaels Broadway on Raw.
Oh, that's a good one.
I could watch over and over again. And of course, the greatest match of all time, WrestleMania 3, Macho Man and Steamboat. If you want to learn how to put together the perfect wrestling match, that's the one you watch. It's flawless. And there ain't many flawless matches out there.
I mean, there's an argument to be made for it being one of the best American professional wrestling matches for sure. Greatest of all time? I'm not sure. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker still. Well, no, if you want to talk traditional professional wrestling matches, hell.
Greatest of all time would be
Greatest of all time.
Ricky and Flair.
I was going to say Ricky and Flair.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yes, AJ Styles and Abyss is an absolute fucking banger.
It is classic. Anytime they touch, it's classic.
Most extreme wrestling match you ever seen? Probably one of the barbed wire massacres in TNA. Bloody.
Well,
gross,
hold on. Up close or off TV?
Oh yeah, so we'll do both. What's your on screen the most extreme wrestling match you ever watched?
That I watched on a screen?
Yeah.
Piper and JBL and John Cena
Ooh,
last
fuck.
man standing match.
I don't know if that was extreme, but it was brutal to watch.
In person, you were there. It's on IWTV. Blood Money Brian Richards bleeds like a stuck pig.
Oh, yeah,
One of the
Henry
best
Waddell.
matches I've seen in person in years.
I'd say for me it would be the Undertaker and Mankind cage match, says Medieval Wolfie. And Derek Rouse says Steamboat and Savage, my top 5 favorites ever. Absolutely.
You want to learn how to put together a perfect wrestling match? It's step by step by step the way to do it.
True. I mean, I don't know, man. The Iron Man match, though. Michaels and Brat.
But the Iron Man match, that would teach you how to go Broadway.
Brat and Austin.
Steamboat and Savage only went 43 minutes.
What's the best match each of you have ever had? My best match was probably... Well, it certainly wasn't against you, you suplex forgetting prick. I'm just kidding, Toby. Probably my match with Chick Canyon at one of the ICAW events. It's one of my favorite matches anyway. So probably that one.
Gosh.
When I retained my ICAW Heavyweight Championship, just so you know.
Me and it's definitely not me and Val Venus.
Trex, you've asked this question a couple of times.
I'm going to say power play.
Yeah.
4th reign as champion.
Yeah. Ron Pettit throws the fucking
I
worst,
threw an F5 on him through
meanest-
some stacked chairs. It was pretty
meanest
badass.
super kick in the world.
Yeah, this tooth is still loose to this day. because
What's
of
the most brutal beating you ever had? I didn't get any.
him. After Sadie Hawkins, my sophomore year of high school, I got jumped by 4 guys after a Sadie Hawkins death. 5, actually.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could say Connor O'Donnell beat the fuck out of me when I was a freshman in high school. But,
I ain't afraid to say I've taken an ass with him.
but
Yeah,
then
but
I,
remind them how you got your revenge.
but then
I
I
got my
gained
revenge.
60 pounds and.
I found him at a Hardee's drive-thru and beat him through the window.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Now in wrestling, I've never had any brutal bad beatings.
I've had some fights. Like
yeah,
some,
I've had
some
I've had
wars,
some
but
scraps for sure.
the wars were with people who
trust
we
it.
had no hate towards
Yeah.
each other.
It's all for the love of the game.
Yeah, we just decided before we went out the curtain, we're gonna show these boys how this is done, and then we did it.
And then we did it.
That's how it was.
Yep.
And then we went and collected our handshake and maybe a $5 bill and a hot
The
dog.
hot dog, baby. Hot dog and $5. He was living large.
That's actually kind of unheard of nowadays. Nowadays,
Nowadays,
maybe
boys
we
get
need to
paid.
back into the indies, start getting paid.
I'm saying, yeah.
I see a lot of people get paid really
I'll throw
well.
you guys the opportunity just because this segment's going well for a couple more questions, and then we will bow out.
Yeah.
That fair for everybody?
Yeah, that's perfect for me.
I think we're making good time here. Plus, we've got audience retention right now. It's a good time.
I'm just so glad that everybody come on and is enjoying themselves and having a conversation because that's what this is about.
We had, I think, at one time 28 live viewers so far that we could see
At once.
So we thank you. We got 15 going on right now.
Yeah.
So when we wait for another question, you want to talk about bloody matches, you can talk about Mickey Knuckles and Nick Gage.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Nikocado Avocado? Yes, I have. He's a TikTok personality who unfortunately used his platform and became incredibly unhealthy. It's not something that we're probably going to talk about today on the show, but I am aware of who he is, and that type of story and that type of content just is all for shock value and for bullshit.
We have a bullshit segment. We don't need any more of that. Sure.
Certainly don't. Need
Our
anyone
bullshit
else's.
is lighthearted and fun.
No, the fucking guy does mukbang videos, which is basically where you eat and make noise, right?
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
And then on top of that, he started just like eating entirely too much and gained a ton of weight, monopolized his relationships with people over his weight. Basically, his entire platform became all about his weight, how much he was gaining, the disgusting food he ate, and it's very uncomfortable to watch. But hey,
You just totally told the story after saying we probably wasn't going to talk about the story.
well, I'm trying to fill time.
I got you. No. Next week, expect more improvements to the. As you see, there's some cosmetic things that have been. I like to say
Updated.
upgraded.
Yeah.
But
And there are more
updated.
to come.
There's plenty of designs and stuff that are coming in the future. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah.
We're just now going into what getting ready to hit our 3rd year is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Mania, day after Mania being the first, I believe.
We're really Trex. I really appreciate it, but that's not really what this question segment's for. I don't mind talking about one or two other see what that does is give these other personalities airtime on our show. So I just don't want to talk about TikTok sensationalism that really doesn't involve our show. Now we can fit some of that stuff into like our pop culture section. If you would like, we can talk about some of those guys.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think we can meet you halfway there if it's something you're interested in. But as far as this section goes, we really want to give people the floor to ask a couple questions about wrestling that we can answer while we close out.
I've got a question about wrestling.
Well, I wish you'd ask it.
Is it real?
Yes.
Is it safe?
Yes.
Is it?
No, Trex, you didn't do anything wrong whatsoever.
No,
You're just
yeah,
asking
no,
questions,
no.
and honestly, like I said, we can fit these in our media portion next week to talk about. You did nothing wrong at all, my friend.
No, hell, it's ideas for more content, man.
Yeah, and it is a talking point. We just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to ask. The tattoo has nothing to do with Boondock Saints. However, I can understand why you would think that. But no, it has nothing to do with the Boondock Saints.
What's the other one?
3rd year, where have I been? I don't know, Toby. We promoted every fucking week.
He's probably wrestling in Dongola.
Did you say Dongola? Stupid
Jeez.
motherfucker. I would tell y'all a story about Toby Jones here. We're in this tag match. It's me, Nick Steele, Toby, and I think Danny Ice. No, Yield Sign Danny. And we called a double suplex on this fuck. And he was a little gassed. So he did not come up with us at all. So we just fell out and completely dropped it. Right? So then we call a follow-up spot where I'm like, let's have him double suplex us and we'll just do all the work. All he has to do is stand straight up. Call for that spot. Toby didn't even stand straight up. Dropped us both like sacks of shit. But I still love you, Toby.
You probably deserved it.
Well, I mean,
He also he also like stayed with me every weekend while I was working in Murfreesboro, just so we could hang out.
Also, update on the second series that's going to be on this channel. Videos for that will start to probably film sometime next week.
I
to
done
throw
did it.
them on as well.
I done did it. What you gonna do about it, Robert? So you're gonna get me in trouble because never mind.
See what you did?
Hey, I didn't do nothing, man. All right, we're gonna go another like 3 minutes here to close out at 2 hours and 40 minutes even, but we don't have any other wrestling questions. That is
Correct. So
But-
get them in.
if you can book a Forbidden Door dream match, which wrestlers would face each other in the main event? Now that's a damn good question.
That's a good question, Derek. That's going to be conversation. All right. Go for it, Caleb.
A Forbidden Door dream match right now for me personally. Who would face each other in the main event? No, because I booked that on the lower card.
Now, this is a dream match, so
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily have to be anyone alive or anything like that.
I want to say Roman. Yeah, let's just use alive. A Forbidden Door dream match. So what you could book right now.
Okay.
Roman and Okada. I think that match books itself.
They're still old enough to do it, or young enough to do it. Sting and Michaels.
Sting and yeah.
I would still
that's a
pay.
match you're never gonna
I
let
don't
go
care.
of.
I would still pay to see that match because I think both of them could do it. They're both in phenomenal shape. Sting proves that every time he gets in the ring. I think they could
tell
do
you what.
I think they could do some business.
Excuse me. Sting's little career renaissance in AEW is something worth fucking mentioning.
If we're talking real world, Miz and MJF.
Yeah.
Mostly for the build,
Yeah.
but the match would be tasty too.
This version, AEW's version of John Moxley versus Seth or Roman, be worth it for the nostalgia, but the drawing ability.
It'd have to be Roman. It'd have to be Roman.
Unfortunately, they're just the calibers of stars in AEW aren't up to like. You couldn't say you want to bring The Rock in to wrestle somebody from AEW, and you really
Right.
wouldn't want to bring The Rock in to wrestle somebody from Japan. But I think Roman and Okada, for sure. Sting's incredible.
Yeah,
For his
Sting's
age,
amazing.
his toughness, his ability to recover. I mean, it's insane. Excuse me.
That's a damn good question.
It was a great question.
Derek, come back every week.
Please do every week at 7:15 Central Time, unless advertised otherwise,
Yep.
on our social media platforms.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go to Facebook.
Facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. You can check out Streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown for all of your merchandise needs. And guys, I think with that, we are going to close out this amazing show. Thank you for everybody who stuck it in for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes straight.
Jesus
Be
Christ.
sure to like,
Subscribe.
and send to your friends. Let's make this an
please do.
environment where we
Help
can
us
have
share
fun.
everything.
every
Be sure to join the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Facebook group that, again, Max is the primary admin of. We welcome every new member. We put a ton of our information on there, so you'll see polls and questions that we have, as well as your opportunity and ability to submit stuff to us, which we think is really cool because that helps us prepare content that you want
If
to
you
see.
submit questions to us, we will.
Here's a
answer them.
question. Why do you think the WWF decided to shit on Sean Stasiak every time he was employed there? Partially because of Stasiak's lack of charisma. However, we're going to close up, and I will answer that question next week, so hopefully you choose to tune in.
Here comes Stasiak. What
One
an
idiot.
idiot.
All right, guys, from us to you, as always,
Thank you for being here, and
keep it in the ring.
keep it in the ring. Bye.